All right, y'all. We back for another audio occasion. As always, the podcast for the self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. EFS Podcast is back and on the way in. We have a very profound piece of audio from one Stephen A. Smith. So here we go.
Contract.
Yes, sir.
Is what we're told up next year. And the word on the street is that you want something in the range of $100 million for 5 years.
Right.
True?
I'm not getting specific as it pertains to numbers because only a fool discusses his own negotiations while negotiating. I would ask, respectfully, pay attention to the industry, see what people are getting paid, see how much money they're making and what they're bringing to the table. Dak Prescott just signed a contract for $240 million.
He called a little flack for saying
$60 million a year. He made sure to get...
I know, he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Who has won 2 playoff games in 8 years. I've been number 1 for 12. I'm sorry. In our respective industries, I win. And I'm fully aware of what I'm worth. And I will never apologize to that.
Never apologize.
Your ESPN contract.
Yes, sir.
Big heavy talk on the way in. We get the round of applause going on that. The gang is back in the house for another audio occasion. What we got? Episode number 34 rocking right now. Get the theme music queued up, and we are back live rocking. We here with it, man. In the house today, we got the Philadelphia sports specialist.
Always.
The Philadelphia correspondent.
What is that? Shoulders, chest, pants, shoes.
The leader of the They don't like us. What was it?
Nobody likes us. We don't care.
Oh shit! My bad. I said it wrong.
Nobody likes us.
Nobody likes us. We don't care.
And we
He's
still
the leader
don't.
of that band, that gang, man. Back in the house with my boy
man.
Drew for another episode. Again, we got episode 34. 34,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah,
Getting a little seasoning on the
It's
pod.
like
So
it
we getting a
feels
little
like
seasoning on the pod. 34 episodes?
34 episodes,
Yeah,
man.
getting older.
34.
Getting older.
Can't stop these weeks from rolling, and you can't stop the cameras and the audio from rolling as well. So once again, if you have made it to the audio occasion, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because you got to tell them to share that shit too. I'm your host, D Burke, back for another episode with y'all, and we got Waldo Black in the house.
Waldo to the one and only man, myth, legend. You know me.
The man, the myth, the legend. And back
Do my
for it
thing,
again,
man.
my boy Drew. We had to bring him back in. So it's a
Always.
very, very
Hey, what's up?
Always
sportsy
around, always
time.
around.
And as I said, we got the Philadelphia sports correspondent back for another
Always.
sit down on the couch.
Reporting live.
Reporting live.
Reporting live. I like it. Checking in. How's everybody doing today? How y'all feeling? Y'all are good? What's the vibe out
man.
here? What's the energy? I just was on big energy on the pre-pod. So
I know.
we had to
It's
calm
like
it down
if
for a
y'all
quick
only
second.
knew.
I had to change my demeanor. Spotify.
It's like, is this the same person? The energy he had pre-pod. My goodness. But no, I'm feeling good, man. I'm happy that you're passionate about things that you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
What that got to do with me? I asked you how you doing.
I know.
I'm doing good. I'm happy because you happy. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
ain't
what
bet,
matters.
man. That's cool. I'm good with that. Drew,
Yeah.
how we doing, my boy?
Everything's good, man. Just staying peaceful and productive.
You all right out here, man? I see you got the Eagles hat on. You still
Yeah,
riding?
yeah. I'm still riding the wave of that Phillies game last night, so we'll be straight.
All right.
If I
Ride the
bounce
wave of the
back-
Phillies,
Yeah, we had the
yeah.
bye week. You know what I mean? So we got to watch the Phillies. Like,
So you have a
on.
Phillies hat that could go with that fit, is what you saying?
no, I'm saving it for tomorrow. They play tomorrow.
All right,
Yeah.
bet. You know, making sure.
I mean, they represented. Don't get it wrong.
I'm
We got
checking
all
in on
four-
y'all
we got
because
all
y'all
four
took
of
my
them.
running back and y'all ain't, it ain't producing the W's right now. Is
You ain't
all I'm
getting them
saying.
back.
Yeah,
Y'all got a
it's
W
cool.
yesterday?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
rolling. We all right. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at where we at currently. I think right now we're in a good space just because we're doing more than expected this season.
More than last season, for sure.
Your coach is a big part of that, man. He brings a lot of intensity. I
Nah,
will say
I
that.
mess with Dable. Before last year,
Yeah.
Dable was the man, coach of the year and all that stuff. Danny
Mhm.
Dimes got hurt. Well, we paid Danny Dimes $100 million, which I still, got my feelings about. But
160, bro. 160.
I was saying 100 just because he's in the ballpark of
Closer
100.
to 200.
Well, yeah, sure. It will be closer to 200. It will be closer to 200. But either way, I wasn't a fan of that. But,
Yeah.
either right now we're doing better than expected.
Yeah.
I haven't lost to the core and the heart of the team. But, it is what it is.
You guys are 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, back to where we started at 0-0.
0-0.
We get a fit.
Starting all over
What
again.
is it? We got a 13 game season now. We done played 4. So, yeah, 13 left.
mhm.
So, yeah.
And you just came off a bye week, so
yeah.
bye week was yesterday for y'all at least.
Yeah. So, I don't know how I feel about having it early on, but we'll see. Just got to get, The pieces are there. It's just a matter of executing. Can't say we
I'm
need
just
anything
saying,
else, really.
Is anybody really ready for the Commanders though? Because Jaden Daniels,
Commanders is looking
I was a
good.
little nervous about when they drafted him. I was like, man, he better not be one of those.
he's
like,
one of those.
He looking like
He's looking like one of those right now.
RG3 rookie year type.
He's
yeah.
different, and it was crazy. I just found out that he was doing like VR, like that's his secret sauce. He does like the VR. He's been doing it since college, where he gets extra snaps. Seeing the plays as they would be running against him, like playing Madden in VR, but he's doing that on like
These kids
a crazy level.
Well, that's the thing with football. Like nothing can like really compare to like game situation stuff. I mean, even with basketball too, to a degree, but even more with football. Like you can't simulate.
Football's a lot more detailed.
Yeah, you can't simulate
play.
people running at you and you like having to roll out the pocket. Even if you're doing a drill, it's like still calculated. It's not sporadic where you're like.
That's not an endorsement for y'all football players who think y'all better athletes than basketball players.
No.
We
Not
just
at
gotta
all,
make
not
sure
at
we keep that clear.
Not at all.
Seen this whole Deshaun Jackson and Jeff Teague shit. So just
Now, what
making
happened?
sure.
What
we
happened?
put it out
No,
there.
what happened?
Put Jeff Teague on the football field and then put Deshaun Jackson on the basketball court and tell me who looks sillier.
But Jeff Teague never said he could play football. Deshaun
It doesn't
Jackson
matter.
said he could play
Interesting.
basketball.
But that's the funny thing. Even still, I guarantee if you put him on the football field, he'd probably look more like he belongs there than Deshaun Jackson on a basketball court. And I love Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, you saying you arguing for Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
What?
Okay,
I hate people that think, I was good at football. I just pick up a
for
basketball.
sure.
It's different types of athleticism.
Yeah,
Different
it's skills,
whole different
skill
motor
sets,
skills.
different skill sets.
Yeah, but not
Dribbling a ball is
But I also don't think that like basketball players realize how physical that game is.
No, for sure it is.
Basketball players
Yeah.
realize.
I'm not saying they can't handle it.
No, I'm
just
saying they realize how physical football is.
That's why they play basketball.
Right, exactly. So we realize
but
that shit.
physicality and athleticism is two different things, though.
Very much so. But
Physicality,
which one requires
athleticism,
more from
and
you, though?
skill is two different things.
Well, I don't know if y'all know.
And 3 different things. Physicality, athleticism, and skill is 3 different things. Because they like to say they're the best athletes, the most skilled athletes, and et cetera.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
You're skilled at your position for your
Right.
sport, which is a whole fucking different thing. Because you don't even get to play, like, different spots on the football field. If you're a receiver, you're a receiver. If you're a running back, you might run routes and catch out there on the side, but you're not doing multiple things as a football player.
Well, we're talking one-on-one.
You're hired
right?
for
We're
a
talking about
specific
teams.
role.
We're not talking about teams, right?
No, I'm just talking about the fact that they say they better athletes than better overall athletes, skill, et cetera. They put everything in the pot, and we better than basketball.
I guarantee
players.
you put basketball players on the field to kick field goals, they're gonna be trash, right?
No doubt.
I
But
just
we still
kicked
put-
one like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Bro. I was
you
at
was doing
Fan Fest. They
it?
let
You
you
was
kick
doing it?
free ones. I hit like a 15-yard one on the second try.
15 yards is a little different. We're talking about the 60
second
yards.
try, and
We're
I've
talking about
never
people that out here.
the second try, and I've never kicked it. I got the arc on it, so I'm like, all right, just a matter of well, I'm sure it's more complex now. I don't want to insult that.
Especially when
man,
somebody's
kickers.
barreling down on you and the pressure is on, and you got to do this to win the game. It's a little bit more technical. than
No shade, but
Yeah.
they not better overall athletes, man. Just for the simple fact that basketball players in their sport is going to have to do more things than football players in their sport.
Yeah, it is.
You
That's
hire
each-
for a
that's each
position.
player too.
That's fair.
You hire for a
That's
position.
fair.
You got the point forward. You got the
Right.
point center now. Like, big men who could handle, shoot, and all that shit. When, as a football player, I just got to run my route and catch the
But
ball.
you have to physically move a man
Right.
with your body. That's
No,
a
yeah,
different
yeah,
level of
it
that
is.
requires strength.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's what I'm
saying they
saying.
are stronger than basketball
Oh, yeah,
players
that's fair.
for
That's
sure.
fair, yeah.
But if you're talking about overall skill and talent and all that shit,
Yeah.
basketball players hands down.
Huh.
Let's be
I'm
keep
not
it
even
funky,
arguing
man.
it. I'm just
I
trying
agree.
to give it some nuance,
Oh,
some
no
context.
doubt. I hear them. They yelling their voices all over the place now. So it
Well,
is what it
they
is.
say it's scientifically proven that basketball is the most transferable motor skills. Like when you're in
Mm-hmm.
adolescence, if you get into basketball, you're more likely to be able to jump into something else as opposed to starting one sport and trying to transition into something else.
Deshaun Jackson,
they
just sit your ass down. That's all-
Yeah.
I
that's all
definitely
we gotta
think
say.
soccer players are way more
When it comes to
skilled
basketball,
at their
yeah.
game than
Soccer players one of the most skilled athletes in the world.
Yeah, I think
I
that.
always give it up to soccer players.
Yeah, soccer players. I mean, just to add another
Oh,
monkey
no
wrench
doubt.
to the game.
Soccer is a very skillful sport.
Soccer is crazy.
Can't use your hands.
Can't.
I'll go all day with soccer though, but
Yeah.
they ain't here for that. They don't even watch that shit.
You don't even watch it.
I don't watch it. at
They're here for
all.
the hoops.
Here for the hoops,
And
man.
starting off with hoops, man, I guess we'll just dive right into the biggest topic of conversation over the last 24 hours.
Go.
Waldo, go ahead and take this one
Go.
away, man. This shit out
Go.
of here. We're going to get it out of here very early just because
let's
we
just
want to move on
talk.
to other
Let's
things.
just, share.
So go ahead.
We saw the news. We saw what happened recently, right? Let's think about it. How many years in the making it took to get to this point? We're talking about someone who gave their
22.
gave their life to a sport, right? To play it and to be the greatest scorer of all time, to be a 4-time MVP, Finals MVP, 4-time champion, to go above and beyond, to win the championship on 3 teams, the only one to come back from a 3-1 deficit. And then he birthed a son, got him in the league, and got on the court with him. And he's still playing at the highest level, fresh off of winning an Olympic gold medal. I'm saying, does this not put icing on a beautiful cake of NBA basketball career of one LeBron GOAT James? I don't know what else he can do to prove the case that he's the greatest besides what? Everything he's done? Then he got to play with his son and he still ain't get it yet? Like, if y'all don't just get this man his flowers and just crown him the GOAT, I don't know what y'all want. He can't go back in time and play Jordan. He can't do it. But what he can do is make a legacy that is so, like, there's no blemish. We ain't got him doing no gambling. We ain't got him, you know what I'm saying, just crashing no cars, no DUIs. He's been spotless in everything in the whole thing. We still gonna say he not better. Right now. He not better than
he pounded the hell out of the rock right now.
He not better than
this whole wiki.
He not better than Michael Jordan.
My nigga, swing that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at that like I'm just like, dang, man, he got his son on the court with him, and you just see it, and it's like you see the pictures of him.
First of all, it's preseason, so let's stop all this bullshit.
You see him holding.
Stop it.
You see him holding his son in his arms. In the same lifetime, you see his son dapping him up on the court. Like, that's just amazing.
Why? Why is it
It's
amazing?
not amazing. Name somebody else who
why.
did it.
I didn't say it's not amazing.
Because you can't name another person who did it in any sport.
I said why, but
Ken
why
Griffey,
is it amazing?
Ken Griffey did it in baseball.
And with his father.
son.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ken
Ken Griffey
Griffey
Jr.
Jr.,
Yeah.
It's been done.
Yes.
This is so,
In MLB,
can't forget Griffey, bro.
in MLB,
That
in
swing was
MLB, it's
crazy.
been done. I give you that. I concede that.
Not basketball, though. You're right.
Basketball, not just NBA. No other league in the world has ever seen it. In NBA or basketball in general.
so,
FIFA,
so
anyone.
why is it such a big accomplishment at this point? Did we not expect this already for the past 4 or 5 months now?
No. It didn't happen yet. That's why it happened.
So we all was
It
waiting
happened.
for the moment to see them on the court together,
Yes.
even though we knew it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Since we
Well, now that
thought
we have a
the
visual
Lakers
to
were
it.
going to draft them.
I don't
and
know
then
about
say-
you, but I watch Marvel movies, and I've read the comics, so I know what's gonna happen in the Marvel movies. But when I see it on screen in that moment, and he's like,
Right.
"I'm Iron Man,"
Right.
and it's just like, it's a
Right.
moment.
Yeah,
It's
you got
still
a
a
visual
moment.
behind it, right?
It's a visual. It's like, yes, I witnessed history.
Yeah, I love this
Yeah.
shit, don't y'all? That
That's
was
what
just-
we love it just as much as you love Joe Budden. Absolutely.
I mean, how long we been here? Like, I feel like
I'm just saying.
It's been about 10 minutes.
I'm
We've
just
talked about
saying.
this shit already. Nah,
It's-
it ain't been 10 minutes, but still.
It's good. It's good to know, man.
I mean, it's cool to see. Y'all gonna make me sound like a hater, but like we saw this shit coming already. Were we not prepared for them to be on the court together at some point this season?
Is it not a historic moment?
Sure, it's history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
think
does
it's
that have to do
historic.
with being
No
the
doubt.
GOAT and all that shit? Like,
That's my argument. Now you can say it's not. Why is it not? Tell me why it's not.
because that has nothing to do with his career.
How
Like,
doesn't it?
that has nothing to do with LeBron's career as to put up against someone else. Like,
He's the only one who's done it. I think that puts him up in a different category.
he's the only one that's lasted long enough to do it.
Right.
Sure.
But that's a
There's
testament
a
to
lot
his
of other
greatness,
niggas with
isn't
with
it?
sons in the league.
But they ain't in the
There's
league.
a lot of people with sons in the league.
But they ain't in the league. That's
and
the
then all them
point.
sons is better than Bronny, if I'm just being
But
honest.
they're not better than LeBron
Right.
James.
That doesn't make him a GOAT, though. That doesn't overshadow him losing in 6
I'm
finals.
saying,
Bro.
like, what is we
okay.
talking about?
But him making it to 6 finals is still a GOAT-ish thing to do too, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
I mean, he made it to more than 6.
I know. That's my point.
He ain't win them all.
Making it to 6 isn't GOAT.
This-
What about winning 6? Imagine that.
Oh, imagine that.
Imagine
right?
if you went. Imagine if you went 6 times and won all 6,
That's-
and then got
That's-
MVP all
wow.
6
What a
times.
great-
that's great
and
to
then you
do.
got,
What a
And then you got
concept.
MVP all 6 times.
Imagine making
What a concept.
breaking the 40,000 point mark. Wow, imagine that.
It took you 8 years
Anybody?
longer.
Anybody else do that?
You've had
oh
all-
man,
LeBron's actually worked overtime at this point. He's had a career and a half more than Jordan at this point.
exactly. That's my point.
And you're
That's
still
the greatness.
And you're still too short.
And you still, exactly.
still too short. What?
Chips.
2 chips short.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
And you just passed
I
him
mean,
like 5 years
there's some
ago.
people that are great
You passed
that-
him in like year 17.
There's some people that are great that have more championships, but we don't ever say they're the GOAT, right?
Nah, LeBron's
Bill-
great. He's just
Bill
not the
Russell?
GOAT, though.
Bill Russell?
I just
Are
don't
we
think
saying
that
that?
whole
No,
son
I'm not
shit-
basing
Are we
up-
saying it off the championships? Imagine
Look,
going 11 times.
We can go stats. We can go this, bro. I'm trusting the eye test. If you watch
The
this
eye
dude in
test.
action, like I don't know if you saw LeBron versus the Mavs that year.
I like that.
I've never seen Michael
Did
Jordan
you,
with
did
his
you
son
see
on the
LeBron
court.
versus the Mavs that year? Michael Jordan would
Never see him on the court with
in the
his son.
finals, bro. Are you kidding
Never
me?
see him on the court with his son.
You might have to pull up his stats.
Sorry.
You might have to pull up his stats in the finals one day. Like all 6 series, bro. He averaged at least like 33 every
Sorry.
series. Every series.
I've
All
never
that
seen him. I've never seen him on the court with his son.
So what?
That doesn't matter.
That's just a different. It's a different beast.
That doesn't matter.
So what?
It's a different beast.
He
You gotta
went in-
have
he
a
went
certain
in the
level of discipline.
NBA he went in the geriatric the conversation about the oldest basketball player to be
Right.
that well. Yeah, good. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, that shit don't mean nothing.
I
I
think-
hear you. I hear you.
And again, there's been a lot of other sons that've been in the league, and
Yeah.
all
They
all
never
them
play with
sons
their
is
fathers.
better
though.
than Bronny.
They've never played with their fathers.
The only reason,
Yeah,
we
no,
could
it's a
talk
cool
all day
accomplishment
about
and
why he
milestone. It's
playing with
cool,
his-
but I don't think it sways his GOAT
How
conversation.
many
at all.
NBA cups Jordan got? Donut.
We
Never
kinda
had an
just,
NBA
like-
cup.
They're probably
Never
still-
had an
they're
NBA
probably
cup.
We
gonna
about
end
to segue out of this real quick. He's talking about this NBA Cup shit. 'cause-
Why you mad?
We about to segue
Your
real
GOAT
quick.
could never.
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. I will say, even with the NBA Cup thing, like the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals,
Mhm.
like how they give an award now.
Mhm.
You know, it's the Bird and Magic.
Yeah.
Like you just said, LeBron got to how many finals straight?
He would have had like 9.
If he would have been
rings, at
retired,
least.
that award probably would have been named after him for real with the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, it's cool.
He gonna have
All that
something
shit
way
is
more
cool.
than that. Trust me. He's,
Oh, yeah.
he's gonna be fine.
I'm
I'm
sure.
just tired of Bronny watch at this point.
Bronny
I've
watch?
been
What
hearing
you
about
mean?
this shit all summer.
Yeah,
I'm glad they finally got the moment on the court together.
Right.
Cool, great. Shouts to nepotism. Shouts to whatever
Shouts
the
to
fuck you want to call
nepotism
it,
is
man.
a
Like, congrats
crazy.
to all that shit.
That's crazy
But I'm
word.
tired of Bronny watch at this point, man. Like, we've been talking about this shit for months now. Like,
I mean, it's either that or you watch
How did
Taylor
Bronny
Swift
play
in the
last
NFL. What you want?
how did Bronny play last night with his father out there on the court with him?
Well, I don't know. It's a preseason game. I don't grade the games of the preseason. I don't watch.
yeah.
it.
I just saw the
That's-
highlights.
Is
of the
Bronny
first
going to
game.
be on the court in the regular season?
I
with
don't
his
know
father?
yet. Maybe.
All right. So until we get to the actual games that really count and we see what his son is really doing in the league, I don't want to hear none of that shit about Bronny and his son playing together.
I
It's
guess,
cool.
man. I
It's a
guess.
great moment. I get it. It looks great for
Yeah, it
photos.
does.
It's great to run
It's a
it all
great
across
moment.
ESPN and Bleacher Report and all that other shit. It's cool. Like, yeah. Like, it's great for that moment. But outside of that shit, like, we saw this shit coming for a long time now. Like, so what are we going to be so? I don't know.
Listen, LeBron, I
It just don't hit
appreciate
the
what you're
same for me,
doing.
man.
Keep doing it. Bronny, hold your head. Play your game. Don't listen to the LeBron and Bronny haters. And keep focusing on your craft, man. Just get better at what you do, man.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, I hope he
We
does
gonna
good
see.
too. I'm not rooting against him at all whatsoever.
I ain't
wanna see him
rooting
do good,
against the
too.
kid. I'm just tired of seeing
Yeah.
this shit all in front of my face.
Yeah, I
Anything
get
that
it.
come with LeBron is the first thing they're gonna throw on TV. It's the first thing that's gonna scroll across your timeline. It's like all like
Second thing.
first on my shit.
Second thing, because you gotta the Swifties are gonna make sure you see what
I
Taylor
don't
Swift
see no
does.
Swifties. It's like
I thought you was
my
mad 'cause of-
algorithm don't lean that way.
we still got a bet too. We still got a bet about the Swiftie thing.
What?
You said he wasn't gonna make it. They still together.
Mm.
Ah,
I mean, after the little paperwork and shit came out, they had to
the
clean it up.
paperwork came out. See, you always you moving the goalposts. Like you gotta even say you right. You
The
right. They still
paperwork
together.
came out. They leaked the paperwork that they were
See?
supposed to break up
See,
on
why
X
is
date.
it
So like
always
now we got to push the
something?
contract back.
You could have just said you right. They did make it. They did make it past the time frame. Now it's a caveat.
It is.
Mm.
Nah, they
Because
was
the
gonna be
paperwork came
together.
out right around the time frame that I
man.
said.
Nah, man, they was gonna be together no matter what.
Oh, there's
man.
paperwork. I didn't even know all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
a
even-
little,
I
don't know nothing about
little
this.
fake scandal or whatever they try
Fake
to say.
scandal. They try to clean it up after.
Nah, they still together, man. That's
Taylor
what-
Swift
that
and
was
the
the bet.
homeboy was
That's what I'm
supposed to be
saying.
broken up by a
I don't-
certain date
by
on
hook
contract. They say
or by
paperwork
crook.
came out on it.
That was the bet. I said they were gonna be together. You said they wasn't, and they still together. So
By-
I'm just saying, give me my comeuppance.
by
That's all
crook.
I'm asking for.
By crook.
Hook or by crook, baby.
That shit don't mean nothing. Because Travis Kelce not playing like garbage too. So yeah.
Yeah.
They still winning.
Yeah.
He's on my fantasy team. He definitely is.
They still winning. They
He
still
ain't doing
winning.
Nothing for you out here this year.
They
He's
still
too worried about
winning, though.
he's worried about transitioning. And it's fine because he's been in the league a long time. He's gonna be one of the
Yeah.
greatest tight ends ever. I get all that shit. But hey man, like,
Nah.
right
I
now
need
the
him to
shit
come
that really
through.
matter.
Need him to come through this year.
I mean, for your fantasy ambition, sure.
For your
Yeah.
fantasy ambitions, you don't want them to beat you though.
No.
Pause. Too. I don't know how that sounds. Fantasy ambition.
Why is that bad?
Fantasy football.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Moving on, I guess we're gonna keep it in sports. WNBA. Yo, one time. Shouts for the city. Shouts to the gang. New York Liberty. Have we all but is it an all but foregone conclusion that they're gonna win the championship this year?
You think so, huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they got Brianna Stewart seems locked in. Ionescu's like getting really efficient, like with her scoring and
Can't
everything.
nobody fuck with the Liberty.
Yeah,
Like
they got a really good club. Jonquel Jones is good too. The center, she's really good, really talented around the rim.
mhm.
And then Laney, I know she's a little banged up, but she do her thing too for sure.
I mean, on the defensive side,
Yeah,
they waiting for the next series to finish now. They got the Aces up out of here, 3-1. See y'all. Go home.
October 10th.
See y'all. Go home.
Hey,
We'll catch y'all next season. Shouts to Asia Wilson. Put up one
Yeah.
of the best seasons ever for a
man.
woman
mm-hmm.
WNBA player
Mhm.
without the championship. But hey, man,
Yeah.
it is what it is. They
Yeah.
don't fall in you.
Sometimes it don't happen that way. You can still be
man,
great and
listen,
not get a championship.
Great season.
What a
Yeah.
novelty
With numbers
thought.
all across the board. It was not your fault that your team did not win. I think that y'all was just outmanned. And the Liberty, I mean, it's been a matchup. I think that's like the real rivalry for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it has
Liberty
been.
Aces, like they two of the top teams in the league, so they always go at it when they do.
Yep.
Hey man, Liberty came in on top this year.
Yep.
And again, I've been very vocal about Asia Wilson, how I feel about her on the podcast, but it's New York time. Fuck all that. We riding with the gang.
It's New York time.
We riding with the gang. We're gonna bring
Yeah.
this home. We're gonna heat this thing up, and then we're gonna get to the real shit, which is coming in a couple weeks.
What you got?
Yeah, I mean,
Amazing segue, by the way, because we're going right to the cat trade. I just realized for y'all at the EFS family, and if y'all been watching the last couple weeks and be like, why the fuck ain't this motherfucker? I don't know why I didn't talk
Why
about the
didn't
cat
you
trade on here
talk?
already.
Why didn't you talk?
I think I had at least 2 opportunities because it's been
let
out
it marinate.
circulating for a while as far as the rumors go.
Kind of like, you know what I mean? And then I heard
I'd be texting them right away. I'd be like, "Yo, what happened? You see that?"
Nah, he hit me right away. He hit me right away as soon as the
I'd be like, "How you
rumors.
feel?"
Yeah. I ain't like it, if I'm just being
I didn't
honest.
either.
Really?
I
That's
didn't
probably
either.
why I ain't talk about
Wait,
it.
okay.
That's probably why I
break
ain't
down why
talk
you didn't
about
like
it.
that trade. I don't understand what's wrong.
Listen, man, it's a lot about that trade that I'm unsure about, which is why I'm waiting to see.
What? Tell me.
And
Please.
Drew, you hit me what was that the other day when he was like, was that yesterday? When he was like, yo,
Certified
congrats
big
or some
man.
shit. Not congrats, but you was giving me props for giving my
Perimeter
team
threat.
props.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Defensive? Like, what are you looking for out of?
Defensive?
Yeah, he's defensive.
Is he?
All right.
Especially not on the perimeter. Oh my god.
Like I don't think he's a stopper like that.
Okay. What would you categorize?
We
him
talking
as?
about cat.
Non-stopper?
Sorry, we ain't even introduced the topic properly.
know what
but,
it
Well,
is.
the cat trade to the Knicks, like my feelings on it are we gonna wait and see. I like what we had on paper with Julius Randle still there.
Yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say I think you guys definitely lost some depth for sure and
Yeah.
some toughness. Like, you correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a New York fan at all. But what the vibe I get is like DiVincenzo and Randall especially kind of fit like the grit of like what the team was built on, how Thibodeau coaches and all that stuff. And you bring in Cat, who even I don't know if you saw. You remember the 62-point game he had this year, and his
Yeah,
coach
I
was
seen
like, his coach was
Yeah.
hot after the game.
Yeah,
Like,
he
no,
went in on him.
yeah, he was like, he was like just going
Finchie
for
wasn't playing that
going
shit.
to individual like
Yeah.
accolade, like didn't credit him at all. Which 62 is 62. It's impressive, but he was
Sure.
tight about it. And it's
Yeah.
just like that alone just
Because
says
you're
like,
sacrificing the quality of the game to get your points.
I
and all that
I
shit.
question the heart in him is what I would question if I were a Knicks fan.
I like.
He's 41% from 3-point.
He is.
That's
yeah,
cool.
What are we
he is.
saying? Like, I don't know. What you got to do to prove to be
eye
on the
test.
Knicks?
The
Did
eye
we
test,
see
bro.
him disappear in multiple games in the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
I guess so.
All right, enough said.
That's all you
Because
need.
that's
huh?
what we talking
That's
about
all
with the
you care
playoffs.
about.
And y'all
So-
thrive too
okay.
this year having bigs that'll bang around and be like bullies down low and grab
Okay.
boards.
The
and block
only
shots.
reason we
You'd
didn't
rather
go to the
keep
Eastern
Julius
Conference.
Randle.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to say that Julius Randle was like, I don't necessarily prefer Julius Randle's game, but I prefer his game more than Cat, I would say.
Yeah.
Just
not a big
because
fan of
Julius
Cat.
Randle's, I'm not like a Julius Randle, I guess, fan outside of the fact that he was playing for my team, which was the Knicks, and he was hurt most of the season last year with the shoulder and all that shit.
Mhm.
But I think better rebounder, better.
He gets
again,
8.3 rebounds. Carl Anthony Towns. What's Julius getting?
More
Julius,
than that, like 9, 10, yeah.
yeah.
He got 8. That's all. Cat got 8.
This is what I'm saying.
8.3?
Better
Ooh.
rebounder.
Yeah, I thought he was in the 11s.
Smaller, too, adding a better rebounder than
Yeah.
Cat. Like,
I don't know.
Well, his
man.
might have dropped too because he's playing like with Gobert, but still.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's,
I don't want to hear
it's
that
enough
shit.
boards to
You gotta
go.
split
It's
those.
enough boards to go
I
around.
don't
gotta
though.
split those with
exactly,
Gobert.
especially in the
It's crazy.
NBA, especially in the
I wanna see
NBA
Rudy
with all them
Gobert's stats.
positions.
Hold on.
Rudy Gobert is double. Like we know
Yeah,
that.
he's like 13 rebounds, 13, 14.
So
I think.
you got to look at some of them rebounds should have been going to Cat.
It's
they're going
enough
to him.
possessions.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
there's
12.9.
when the GOATs is saying it, when people like Shaq is on there saying there's no way you should be 7 foot coming out the game with 6 rebounds. There's no
Yeah.
Charles
He's
Barkley.
6'11",
There's no way you
give him
should
a
be
chance.
blah 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 coming 6'11", 7 feet. So
Mhm.
same shit. You're a footer,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like
I just
it ain't like 6'8". I'm 6'8" and 7
Right.
feet. Like you're a footer if you're 6'11".
right.
Like,
Yeah.
and he might actually be 7 foot. You know, these niggas be trying to put their height down
Yeah,
and
that's
shit
true,
just
too.
to
They
make
give
them
him
seem
that,
more
yeah.
what a, like, bro, you a 7-footer. Ain't no way you should be averaging 8 rebounds.
looking at
With
Julius.
this many
Hold on, I'm looking at
possessions
Julius
in
real
the
quick.
league, going up and down the floor as many times as they do, you can't grab 2 more rebounds, 3 more rebounds.
Yeah,
to be
he's looking
a
at
true
9.2. So it's a 1 rebound more than Carl Anthony Towns.
And again, that's fine
24
because Julius
points
Randle's
versus
is
the-
technically undersized. Like,
Right.
and they both have the versatile game. They both like to shoot threes. They both like to play off the wing and all that shit. I just feel like
It's
Julius'
arguable.
style of
It's
game is a
arguable.
little bit more like,
He's better off the dribble than Cat, I think.
yeah, easily, I think. Catch handles is not like
He's
like
one
that.
dribble,
And not to
make
say
his
Julius Randle shit is like, you know, and I'm not shitting on either one of them to
Right.
say
They're
that
both
they
good
bad
players for
players.
sure. They're both good.
Like, I think they both offer good things that can be serviceable on a good roster. But for me, you ain't get that much better, and then you lost a lot for
I think the
it.
DiVincenzo piece is really the piece that to me that.
That's the piece to me that
Yeah.
hurt because you just
And
lost
a
our
first
best
round
shooter.
pick. And a first
And a
round
pick.
pick.
Y'all ain't got no picks for a while.
I know. So I'm saying
I mean,
This
we
has,
locked
this
in.
has to work.
that's the part of me that's a
And
little
Brunson
bit
bailed
like,
y'all out too, so he's
Yeah,
still
Brunson,
he
yeah.
still helped y'all with
No
his
doubt.
contract.
But I feel like Brunson
Still,
and him
shouts
can
to
run a
Jalen for
really
that.
good play. Like the two of them together, if they work it out.
They're gonna have to. I mean,
Jalen
I see
Brunson.
what they're trying to do, and I think, I'm not the only person to say this because it's been said already. The NBA is always a game of copycat. They're trying to do what Boston's doing. Get a bunch of big ass wings that can penetrate, that can shoot, and all that shit. Like they brought in Mikhail. They brought in OG was always there since last year. But again, like they're trying to get big wings that are switchable, can
Physical.
shoot, can do a bunch of different
Yeah.
things, and they want to play Tibbs' way, the way they're gonna play the physical game. But they also want that piece that's a big man that can shoot, like Porzingis. So they're trying to copycat what
Yeah.
Boston is doing. I just think that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for us in that way. And I'm not
That's
mad
fair.
about the trade.
That's
I think
fair.
it's going to go well for the regular season, but when you get to the playoffs, again, is he going to shoot?
You're looking for toughness.
Yeah, like, bro. And
The
Cat-
intangibles. That
And
would
Cat
say.
is the zesty king. Like, we see him all over.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, he got-
Yo,
he
that
got-
is-
he-
that is
Well,
inflammatory.
hold up, he ain't the king. We got the king. Let's we got the king on the 6th, the Jared McKay dude.
oh, yeah, he's big time zesty.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
we
you
got.
call Cat
he's
Zesty
Zest
King.
Master.
He's the Zest King, bro.
He's the Zest
Stop,
Master.
stop.
He's the Zest Master for
Stop.
sure.
I ain't even letting you have that title as a Knicks fan.
We
Like,
take it back. We take it back. Really good. Yeah, I got
we
the
a better
Zest
team, and
Master.
we got the Zest Master.
You know, but
This dude have his
hold
nails
on,
painted during the
We're gonna
game.
see about that better team shit. 'Cause
Oh,
I do think
man.
we got a better roster. I mean, we got to start at 5.
But I'm
I ain't
thinking,
gonna lie,
no,
bro.
but I'm thinking Sixers. Like to me, the Paul George trade, adding Joel Embiid,
Yeah, the signing was
hopefully
good.
healthy. Hopefully healthy.
It's always a question mark with that.
Hopefully healthy.
It's always if healthy, but
Biggest
and then you
question
got-
mark.
but our backup is actually serviceable now. We had him before. We got Andre Drummond, so it's not like
I mean,
bro, hold on.
serviceable?
I like Drummond.
Serviceable?
He's serviceable.
rebound.
If Embiid has to
He's
miss
gonna
10,
rebound.
if Embiid has to miss 10 games, it ain't like, oh, we about to go 0-10 when he missed what, the last 2 months and Paul Reed stepped in? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, nah.
Oh my
Drummond
God.
gonna
He has
rebound.
somebody
Drummond
back
gonna give you a
You got
couple
a serviceable
things.
I feel
backup.
like I don't know why Dwight. Is
You got to
still
change your style
not
of
an
play a
option.
little bit.
Dwight Howard. I feel like he's still healthy. He can still move.
He's gone, bro. He'll never
Yeah.
play another NBA game in
You
his
don't think he
life.
got, you
Yeah,
don't think he got
it's
the,
just like-
the ability to play?
No, he's gone. Like he's been excommunicated out the league. They're not
Yeah.
fucking with him no more.
I
Yeah.
don't know why though.
It's at that point when it's like they want you out. That's what Dwight is at. He ain't getting back in.
Damn,
Yeah.
He said himself. He ain't getting no calls. He ain't getting no. Like he's done.
that's crazy.
He's done.
He can still play, but I think like the business of the league at this, you'd rather invest more in a younger player for
That's
that
a good
roster.
point.
For that
That's a good
I
roster
don't even
spot.
know if it's that, honestly. I think it's a little bit of like when it's time for them to blackball you, they blackball you.
Mm.
And I got other there's other things at
The
play.
inner circle, yeah.
Yeah.
There's other things that play there. If you know with Dwight Howard. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
if
that's
you've been
true.
following some of his behavior the past few years and shit like that. I
Yeah.
think they trying to distance themselves from that shit.
Yeah, this dude about to have a mesh shirt on at some point. I feel like he might
Probably
even
has already.
he probably already has already.
Right. And that's fine. If that's
Yeah, it's
you know,
fine, but it's just
I'm more so just talking about the
Right.
joint with the people that was like the leaked like text messages and all the other shit from
Oh, yeah. I saw him on some reality show. It was like he
He's
was
on Dance with the Stars. What?
no, he's on another one like you had like a military show.
I
And
think he was on Dancing with the Stars too.
Special
Yeah, he was.
operations, whatever. And he had to like do a bunch of stuff, and he like quit. It was weird.
He's just really strange.
I know what you're talking about.
It was like a weird show.
I know
he
what
was
you're talking
on,
about. Yeah. It was like
"What is
they was trying to make the celebrities go through the toughest challenges type
yeah,
shit.
of like being like in the military.
Yeah, I did see a couple episodes of that.
It was crazy.
That was a while ago though.
It was a while ago. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
drink. But
Yeah, he's
I just look at those people like that. I have talent still, and they just will never get back in the league. And I'm like,
When the league done with you, they're done with you, bro. I'm telling you.
but
Especially if you do some shit to push
I was
yourself
gonna say
out.
he's doing he is doing a lot. Like look at the evolution of
You're
like
done.
how he looked when he got in the league to like how he looks now, how he acts and stuff.
I mean, like all that shit is like I'm just talking about when you start doing certain things and it tarnishes the image of the player that might be connected to the league, they're going to push you out. Especially if you're an old ass nigga who they don't really need no more, or they think they don't need no more. You done, bro.
Or they got out of you what they needed or whatever.
Done.
wow.
You done. Like, you can only do certain things.
Picks. Do you think Sixers gonna have what?
Speak it to the mic, sir.
A playoff year?
Yeah, I mean, I think if everybody's healthy, I mean,
Top seed. Wait, I'll just give me some general.
No, they can play for the top seed for sure. I think this is the first year personally as a fan where I felt like I like every player on the roster. I think like the cohesion seems good, and you know, of course, it's gonna be talked about. Maxey, Embiid, and George never won a chip, but like they're hungry though. Like, why would Paul George uproot, move out of his home state to come over here just for some money? Like, he's on a mission, I would hope. And I think that cohesion, staying healthy, they got savvy vets like Reggie Jackson, Kyle Lowry to cater to Maxey, and Jared McCain. I heard he's having like a good camp. Tobias Harris is out, thankfully, because
wow,
talk about a waste of money.
He hate Tobias.
I was pulling for him for a while, but it's just like, bro, you're getting max money, not giving max production, and then you wonder why the fans ain't happy. Like,
I'm right with you.
Not saying take a less contract. Nobody's gonna do that.
No, but still,
understand with the responsibility that comes along with that playing in Philly.
Put your money where your mouth is. Bro.
Yeah, and if you're not producing, like, have the awareness to be like, I'm not. Like, why the hell wouldn't we be upset?
Yeah.
So and then
Philly's one of the harshest fans too.
Yeah, and then you chirp back at us, and then the last game you played for us in the playoff game, you have 0 points. Like that's ridiculous. So he's out, thankfully, and you know you replace him with Paul George, who's an upgrade, I think, on both ends of the floor. If he's healthy,
if we talk about playoffs, it's a whole other conversation. Yeah, to me,
I think he's redeemed himself from that after the COVID thing. I mean, he's had some really good series. I mean, he hasn't won anything, but it hasn't It hasn't been on him.
What has it been on?
I mean, Kawhi not being there for
not
sure.
Being healthy, okay, that's an option.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, Paul George can't average 25 a game on, like, 45 from the field and 40 from three and blame him if Kawhi's not even playing.
That's fair.
So I think 2020 it was evident because he's playing like crap. He wasn't doing much and, like, just he didn't have it, but he's done his part, I think, the past few years from an individual perspective. But, yeah, not getting the win for sure.
I mean, he showed a small little bit in last year's playoffs, too, though.
But I don't think he's had some running mates like Embiid and Maxey either.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's a different.
This is going to be the real test.
Yeah, for sure.
The redemption arc for him.
Yeah, there's no excuses. Like, if you can tell me what they're missing, I would love to hear it because I don't think they're missing anything on paper.
Who, the Sixers?
Yeah, but we talk about the on-paper theory all the time.
Who's the coach now?
Nick Nurse.
Yeah, that's a good coach.
Yeah, they got Caleb Martin at the 2. They just signed him from Miami, so like he's a solid piece.
I don't know. It's that you're putting yourself in a tough position though, because come later on when that NBA Cup comes up. Just love seeing that. I just love saying it because at this point,
I'm not a fan at all. I still don't understand it. I'm not even going to try to understand it.
I just love him because he gets this face every time I bring it up.
He wouldn't even be talking about it if LeBron didn't win it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I let him rock because when LeBron don't win it this year and then somebody else is
I think Bronny's going to carry the team all the way to the chip.
Bronny ain't going to be playing in no fucking NBA Cup.
He might carry the bags for him. He ain't carrying the team. He ain't carrying the team to the chip. He might carry the bags to the chip.
Carry the bags, young man.
Look, you say you're not hating on Bronny?
Low key though, I hope this doesn't happen because I really hope he does end up being like it. Because I think his aspirations, to me, seems like he wants to be like a two-way guard because he talks about Drew Holiday, Davion Mitchell. But I have a feeling it's going to end up being like when Omar Epps was on the Lakers and Love It Basketball and he was just sitting at the end of the bench when he like knowing he should have stayed in school.
Hey, man.
So I hope not, but
he got a couple years. His contract's already signed.
If I'm reading the signs, them second round contracts don't mean nothing, bro. Them second round contracts. They be like 4-year deal for $9 million. They be off the team by like November. Like I've seen it with the Sixers throughout Trust the Process, bro. We've signed so many people where I'm like, I remember him from college. We signed him to a 4-year deal, and he's like out by summer league, and I'm like,
get you out of there, bro.
Yeah, they might sign it, but it's unguaranteed. They ain't gonna say that like on the news and stuff. But second round picks ain't guaranteed.
We was talking about the Eastern Conference conference though. See how you
My
trying
bad,
to
my bad,
insert
my bad.
Bronny back into
I
the
didn't
shit?
say anything. I just
Did
was
say
stop-
something.
I just was saying. We'll see at the NBA
Nah,
Cup.
but
Did see
I think the
something.
I think the Sixers gonna be at the top of the East for sure. You know, neck and neck with the
Above
Knicks.
the Knicks? How you
Top
talking
where?
about?
Neck and neck with the Knicks and
neck
Celtics.
and neck with the Knicks.
Top three.
Knicks and the Celtics. I think this is the
okay.
year where the Bucks take a big dip, though.
Top 3. Put it on record.
Yeah, I think the Bucks take a big dip
What
this
about
year.
you? Don't
I'm
think
saying
the
1, 2,
chemistry
3.
done
What you
figured it out?
got?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going Sixers, Celtics, Knicks.
Wow.
1, 2, 3?
He put you in the
1, 2,
third?
3. Yeah.
All right, that's.
But
big
I'm gonna
talk.
say that 1, 2, 3 is probably gonna be separated by 2-3 games though. Like I think we'll end if we're healthy. I think we can get to 58. I think Boston, like it'll be between 55 and 58 wins.
I'll take the under on that.
I don't think Boston's gonna hit 60.
I'll take the
this year.
under. You ain't getting 58.
That's fair. We haven't gotten it in a long time. So I can't sit here and talk my shit like oh yeah, like we barely be scratching 50 sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
so I'm looking at under 58. I'm not saying how much under. It might be one under. But
I ain't gonna lie though. So as a Sixers fan too, like we have a good roster this year, but I still be thinking about that one roster where we had Simmons in his prime, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, that was a great year.
JJ,
That was your
Jimmy
year.
Butler, Tobias
your
Harris,
year.
and Embiid.
That was your year, man.
I know.
And look, Kawhi Leonard. That's Kawhi Leonard year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great time.
Wow, put
What
their
a
ass to
moment.
sleep.
What a moment. That was a beautiful moment.
It's a
Wow, put
tragedy.
their ass to bed.
What a beautiful moment.
I'll
man.
never forget that ever, bro.
Like the heart sunk.
I went-
Everybody in the
I went to game 3.
and the ball just rolled.
I went to
in.
game 3 as well, and we won that game. We were up 2-1. I was being like really obnoxious about that we won, and it all just came crashing down.
Yeah, man.
Tape was turning. That
Getting
ass
a
quick.
win for 76ers will be a heartfelt moment because I know it's been a long time coming.
I never seen it.
Let's not
It's
go
since
put no
83.
crowns on no motherfuckers just yet.
He's
y'all.
been
Like,
since
I
73.
say, hey,
Knicks
getting
won
a
in
win
Getting
for
a
the
win for
Sixers.
New York
I
Knicks.
don't
Where do
even
you-
like
where
all
do
that
you-
energy? Like,
Where do you put the Knicks for this year with the cap trade and everything else coming along with the New York Knicks? Obviously, the Liberty winning soon, based off
it's
your
lit in the
estimation.
city. They got to carry off that energy from the Liberty. 'Cause
Exactly.
If
They
they come
need
out
a-
there and start stinking that shit up, best believe I'll be
Yeah.
the first one to come on here on camera and say
Yeah.
it.
They need a Philly WNBA team too.
That'll be fire.
You
But
think so?
There was something I
That'd be
saw on
fire.
Twitter, some I saw on X. They said they should call them the Philly Johns.
The
The Philly
Jones?
Jones? You might get something else on X if you look that up.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But it's kind of fitting, but at the same time, it's like
The Philly
it
Jones.
is mildly disrespectful, but at the same time, it's super fitting. But I'm like, that would be
You
dope.
might get
though.
something
They just
else.
do
You
it.
type that in.
Have
on
have
X.
Dawn have
We don't
Dawn
condone
coach
that
him.
over here.
Get
Bring
Dawn Staley to
bring
coach
Dawn
him.
to the W.
Bring him back home. Bring her back home.
That would be fire.
That would be fire.
That'd be
I don't
fire.
know if we got the bandwidth. Where we put that we gonna play out of?
What's that?
Where would they play out of?
Same shit.
Wherever we end up at in Center City.
Right, the same arena.
Dude, I haven't even looked
All
into
right.
that stuff as a fan just because I'm like, I feel like it's gonna stress me out. I'm
They were
just
talking.
gonna
They were talking Wilmington at one point.
mildly.
They not doing.
Yeah,
they not-
mildly.
A stadium in
Mildly.
Wilmington.
I think like 2 people said it, and
They
then
not
like the
moving
idea got
nothing
like
in.
looked into, and they were like, absolutely
they
not.
turned away from that one real quick.
Absolutely not.
Like,
the
no.
feasibility will be crazy because the traffic will be out of this world.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it would be. I mean, 495 and 95 is like right there, but still, like, nah.
Now you would be backed up, even trying to just get into the city. You'd be
Mhm.
backed up.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We got something else.
I mean, I'm good on the Knicks. My perspective is wait and see. I like where we at. We're gonna see how it rolls out when
You're
the
not putting
balls.
yourself number 1 seed, nothing like that.
I think we got a hard time with Boston still as good as they are.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's really all about like everybody ain't gonna be healthy like that. That's
Mhm.
the thing. Like you gotta see how a lot of that shit shake out.
Yeah,
Mind
that's
you,
a big
Boston
thing
ain't
now.
gonna have Porzingis for a big piece of the first parts of the season. Like
Mm.
we still waiting for him to come back and see what he looked like. You know,
He's not gonna be there for the beginning.
nah,
Oh,
he's supposed to be out still for a little bit.
dang,
That foot shit, like whatever rare foot shit he has, that shit is some rare shit to take a while to recover
To
from.
recover from.
He ain't about to be there at the start of the season. He's still on ice, so
Well,
we gotta see how that opens up. A
all
lot
the
of other people
injuries.
got better. Sixers, we gotta wait for and see what Joel Embiid look like.
If they mesh together too.
We don't have Mitchell Robinson. I think that hurts us. Like, because once you take
Yeah.
Cat out the game, we gotta rely on Precious Achua. Like you know, and you can't really make that.
He's not
up.
that bad.
He's not that bad, but he's also not that good.
Yeah, he's not a threat on offense.
But
he's also not.
Yeah, he's not a threat on
like
offense.
he's like a net zero. Like so,
A net zero is
You
crazy.
can't really rely much on that situation.
Yeah,
Like,
and he's in
Mitchell
for rim
Robinson's
protection.
at least big as hell, so you know
He is.
He could be a starter on multiple teams.
Yeah.
What's the one boy that played in the Olympics? Didn't he get drafted by somebody? From Paris. God was playing in Paris.
Oh, who picked him up again? Damn.
Somebody picked him up, didn't they?
Yeah, he's.
I can't remember his
somewhere. I'm
name.
blanking
Oh,
on where he's
Yabusele?
from. Yeah, Yabusele.
Yabusele.
Oh, you
yeah.
already know. We got him.
Oh, y'all picked him up.
Yeah, we
he
picked
did.
him up.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
a different little John, man.
All I'm saying is,
Nah, he already played in the league before though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not his first. It's
Yeah.
not his first going to league.
Because I remember when I was like watching Ben Simmons in the summer league, like the world depended on it. He was on the Celtics, and
Yeah.
I remember like they were both rookies, and I remember just being like, this dude is like heavy, but he could like really jump
Yeah.
because he's like a
Nah,
he's,
he a
he's built
horse.
like a football player for real.
He a horse.
Yeah, for sure.
That NBA game different though.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see if it translates.
Yeah, I mean if he's helping in practice,
Didn't
I mean
translate before because his ass went back
Translate
overseas.
But
before.
like the roster though, we don't even need to rely on him for contributions anyway though. In my
Nah, for
opinion.
sure. So he might be a great supplementary piece.
Supplement?
I don't think that.
We got the guy who dunked on LeBron.
Exactly.
And that shit, they say can get you out the league. So I don't know how he made it back after that shit. Well,
Stop,
I know how.
stop,
I'm gonna keep my
stop.
theories off the table. on this
Crazy
one.
as hell.
If you dunk on LeBron, you're out of the league.
That's what they
said.
said.
You're out.
You just don't get him out of here.
Unless you Jason Tatum, like I don't see.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I think that's a little hyperbole.
Jason Tatum did that thing his rookie year
That's a
too.
hyperbole.
Who on his
Yeah,
ass? You
I
see
remember-
it?
I remember.
He's the only one. It's always
That was
that
a good
outlier.
job. That's a good
remember.
job. And
He's
he's a
that
champion
outlier.
now, so congrats.
That's
To
what I'm
him.
saying.
So if they go back to back, if Celtics go back to back, does that make them a super team officially?
No, not at all. You gotta have at
A
least
dynasty? What-
you gotta have at least, in my opinion, like 4 appearances and at least 2 wins in like a 8 to 10 year
They
span.
went. They went.
They
twice
went a lot of
already. They went
times.
twice already.
Yeah, they went
win-
twice, but
they
if they win again, that would be a third time. And
I wouldn't call them no super team just because the way shit going now, like
everybody thinks they're a super team.
it's just so imbalanced, like on a year-to-year basis. Like this teams is like really good, but to get to that mountaintop again, that shit is a hard
Yeah.
feat right now.
Right.
Yeah,
The way the game is played, the way everybody's so free, open, and again the way everybody is like copycatting each other, just like that. Like the Knicks roster looked completely fucking different than it did than the last
Yeah.
season.
It did.
Just like that. So, everybody's always gonna be climbing for the top. And you said it earlier, the Bucks. We don't know what they're gonna look like this year. I think they're gonna be better.
I think they figured it out. I think they're gonna figure it out this year.
I think this is the year they take a huge step back, and I think someone else takes the 4 seed. I think
Like
maybe
who?
like Orlando maybe could like
Wow.
take a little jump.
I would say Cleveland before
Worse.
Orlando.
Dude, Banchero's.
Orlando.
I like him a lot.
I would say
I'm
Cleveland.
not saying
Cleveland
Orlando.
before Orlando.
Cleveland too. Yeah, Cleveland too.
They're like this
But
sneaky
even with them,
dark
though,
horse.
they're
for
always
me.
injured too.
What
like,
about
Garland's like always
Oh,
injured.
that's
I
the
feel
other
like
side.
I'm
And
saying
Mobley's
barring
in the-
health. A
Yeah.
lot of the stuff is barring health, and
Yeah.
like general like the roster stays fortified throughout for the big most of the season like that.
My whole thing too is like I was even thinking earlier, like a few weeks ago. I'm like, I don't know if you noticed the end of last year. So I went to a Sixers game towards the end of last year, and just watching games, it just felt like nobody like important was playing towards like the latter stages. And I know they have the sitting people for management reasons and stuff, but
Mhm.
if that's the case and you're doing that to where like people are paying and it's like nobody noteworthy playing towards the latter stages of the season,
That angry
just
fan.
just shorten the season, bro. Like, come on, seriously. Like,
I don't know.
it was
if
a
they're gonna do
Sixers
that.
versus- it was a
It's
Six-
money to be made.
They
I
ain't
know, but
shorting that season.
still, it's just like really like annoying.
stars,
like
nobody
last year,
there.
I saw it especially. I felt like Giannis was hurt, Embiid was hurt, Maxey didn't play, LeBron was hurt. I'm sure Anthony Davis probably missed something. Luka was hurt, Porzingis was hurt. Like everybody,
everybody hurt,
LaMelo
bro.
was hurt, Lonzo Ball was hurt, Zach LaVine was hurt.
You don't know
like,
how this shit gonna go.
like the
Shit.
last 20 games. I'm like, dang, like
There's
everybody.
always some injury that's going to tip things one way. Like even last year with the Denver Nuggets, like Jamal Murray was not 100% out there
Right.
hobbling around on one leg and shit. So all that shit can really play into how it goes. So
Yeah.
I can't really call it for sure. Do I think Boston is like unbeatable dynasty? Like
No,
no.
I don't think so either.
I think they was definitely the best team last year. Just
Yeah,
how
they
everything
were.
shook out.
For
It's
sure.
like head to toe, top to the bottom of the season, they was one of the best or the best in the league.
Mhm.
And then in the playoffs, they showed it, but they also again had that path to the finals that was a little. So
What? Talk your talk.
it's been said they had a weak path to the finals. You beat
Wow.
who's in front of you. I'm not taking anything away from it.
Yeah,
So
you can't blame them for that.
I'm not, but I'm saying this year it may not look like that.
Mm.
It may not look like the way you got Indiana with
Conference
fucking
finals, yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton also injured in the
Yeah.
last fucking series. Where
Or
you
the
played.
Knicks without Randall. 'Cause
Right.
That's who it would have been.
That's
One
what
of
I'm
them
saying. So all that shit, we're gonna see how it play out. I do think Boston can get beat still.
I would
think
just
they head and toes better than anybody else in the East right now.
yeah.
Like they just won, so yeah, they are the chance. But head and toes better than head over whatever they call that shit. The
Head and
same?
shoulders over everybody
Yeah,
else.
head and shoulders over anybody else. I don't think so. Not right now.
Yeah.
All
Hell
right,
no.
we'll see.
Yeah. And we're
Put
gonna
it to
find
the
out real
test.
quick.
What's it, October 22nd? Is the first game of the season?
22nd or 25th. 20-something.
I know the 23rd is the first Sixers game. That's all.
So it's
Yeah, I think
22nd.
22nd,
Yeah,
And we play Milwaukee.
22nd is the
And
start.
we play Milwaukee. Watch. I'm talking
It's gonna
heavy.
be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna see what's up. We know Washington ain't gonna be in the fight.
That like you just said,
You know
like
they're
it's
gonna
so
be
star
solid
power. There's
preseason.
just some teams that it's just like it looks like there's no way out for, like Washington,
That's
Charlotte, Detroit. Like
It's
even
over.
there's some teams where you're just like
They're gonna be battling for the toilet bowl.
you just be
They're
like
battling for the
you just look at their
title.
roster and be like, God bless.
We'll see you in Cancun.
Well, Tobias Harris is on the Detroit roster, so
It's
that's
tough. It's tough right now. Good season though. It's gonna be a real good one. West Coast looking fire too.
Mhm.
We're gonna see how this thing go. OKC. Everybody's saying they got so much better, but I don't.
Who'd they pick up?
they got your boy.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, that's the only big
Mm.
pickup I saw, and I know
Nah, they got
Ooh.
from the Bulls.
Caruso. Yeah.
Alex Caruso.
Oh, that's a good defender right there.
That's a
bro.
good piece.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a team player.
yeah, he gonna
Real
put
good
a. He
team
gonna.
piece.
He's yeah. And
I like Alex, man. Ever since he was a Laker too. I liked Alex.
Former Sixer. Used to be on the Sixers
Former
summer league team.
Sixer.
Not good enough to be on the team though. We cut him.
Crazy, isn't it?
I
Who did
know.
y'all have at that point?
That's crazy.
Probably Ben Simmons or something.
Yeah, that was around that time.
Yeah.
I can't remember. My brain is.
No, he's a good player. I'm glad that he's doing good too. Like he's
Yeah, we
definitely
gonna
like a
see,
different
man.
type.
I think the Mavs is a lot
they
of
got
people
Clay.
sleeping on the Mavs right now.
Yeah, they got Clay.
Mavs is definitely, and we know how I feel about Kyrie and Luka already. And I
Yeah.
think you add Clay to that shit, it makes it
I like
a
Luka
little bit
too.
scary.
Kyrie,
If
too.
Makes it a little bit
if
scary on the
he
offensive side.
still has a little bit of that that magic, that
Who,
splash
Clay?
brother magic. Yeah, does he still have it?
I think he'll thrive with this
All
group.
he has to do is catch and shoot.
He's really just catch and shoot now,
Okay.
especially
All he has to do is catch and shoot.
See.
because you got two guys that could go off the dribble, create their own, that are going to draw double teams.
And all right, and not for nothing, he's gonna have more playmakers around him than he
Yeah,
had in fucking Golden State.
That's fair. That's
Luka's a better passer than what he's used, than what Clay's used to. I'm sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll give
He's
him
a really
that.
good passer, especially like when he drives, bro, and he gets in the air. He can make like how LeBron is. I give
Yeah.
him credit with that. LeBron,
Yeah,
when he jumps in
yeah.
the air, he can make any pass on the court, like pretty
Yep.
much.
Facts.
His vision is
And they tell you
Yeah,
not to do that
immaculate.
shit as a basketball player,
Yeah,
but certain people can
don't-
master
yeah.
that ability, and Luka is one of those
Yeah.
people that has.
Yeah, don't go in the air
And
unless
it's
you know
gonna
what
be
you're
different
doing.
when Luka get downhill and you got Clay in the corner, and if not Clay in the corner, you got Derek Lively or Gafford in a dunker spot, and
Yeah.
I'm coming downhill, and you got to make a fucking
Yeah.
decision about who you're going to play off of.
Yeah,
You're not going to play off of Clay, and if you do, we already know what his numbers look like all the time as far as shooting a three ball
Catch
goes.
and shoot,
Catch and
yeah.
shoot.
Mhm.
It ain't gonna be too much work you got to do. That shit gonna be on the money.
yeah,
Probably on the laces, catch that bitch, let it fly, and we're gonna live with the percentages.
yeah.
And if it's not that, then Biggs helping uphill, and then from there you got Luka who could finish over Biggs anyway. He could shoot floaters, he can go up and under, and if not that, he just gonna throw the lob to one of the other fucking bigs, and that's just Dunk City.
Mhm.
So tell me how that's matching up, because you can't guard Luka. I mean, one way without him being effective in another. He
Right.
can shoot the tray ball. He can play downhill. He can back you down as well. He's big.
Yeah, he
He's
got good
strong as a
post
motherfucker, and he
Yeah.
has a great mid-range game too.
Mhm.
So for me, it's like
If
that's,
he's firing on all cylinders, yes, but as we've seen in the playoffs, sometimes he loses sight of the game and he falls susceptible to the intimidation tactics or whatever you want to call it, and he kind of underperforms
I
in
think
those moments.
I
And
think
I'm
he
just
tries
saying,
to play hero ball a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like in the finals, it looked like that a little
That's
bit
what it
to
looked
me.
like.
He
Yeah,
looked like
yeah,
he's trying to
yeah.
play some hero ball because
He
they were
had to
down.
then,
you
though.
know.
I get it, but
I think he had to try to at that
Yeah,
point
yeah,
because he
it's just
wasn't getting much
inefficient,
else out of anybody else. Like PJ Washington went fucking cold.
yeah, that was
Like,
the X factor that just didn't come through at
you
all in
know?
the finals.
Now that's Clay,
Yeah.
and you still got PJ.
Yep.
You
I like.
I'm
him too.
excited to see what
Derrick
it
Jones
shakes
fucking
out.
Jr. was out there not hitting any fucking shots.
Do you
Like,
think
Yeah.
they'll be the best team in the West?
Mavericks
Mm,
Yeah.
top three,
yeah, top three. I don't know about the best. I don't know. I think
top three.
at full strength, Denver. I think their cohesion is just a lot different than
So
a
you
lot of
said
teams.
we're still saying we still got to beat Denver.
I still think Denver, like full strength.
Or
is
do you think
top
that?
of the West?
Because honestly, it seemed like Jokic is kind of bored with the NBA at this point. I feel like he's like, I did it already.
I don't know. It seemed like he seemed kind of tight last year after he lost.
Oh, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
I was
the
gonna
fire
say,
he
so-
needed to get
Yeah,
back on.
he
that. He was
revitalized
pissed,
a little
yeah.
bit. Just seemed a little easy for him at first, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna see. We forgetting about Timberwolves too. Like we can't leave them out.
Now they got Julius Randle. Yeah.
And I think a motivated Julius with the rest of that roster currently constructed still is a viable option to be top three in the West for sure.
Yeah, top three in the West.
It's just hard to
Suns,
jump.
we don't know how they
jump
gonna
straight
look.
in and have that cohesion.
I
I'll see
I
if they
think he's
have
gonna
the,
mesh well.
their point guard is their point
I'll
guard still
see.
Mike Conley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like.
I'll
Conley
see, man.
at
I don't
all.
know if they have the.
But even if
there's
it's not
there's
Mike Conley, you could take Mike out the game, let AE play make, and put DiVincenzo out there with a bunch of fucking shooting.
Actually,
around him.
DiVincenzo
So
can play.
Nas Reed can shoot the three.
You gotta,
Julius Randle can shoot the three.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't know. You gotta have some kind of dynamic point guard though. I feel like with the top teams. I don't know. Mike Conley is just like so unathletic to me, and I really don't even understand how he survived like this long. I know he's efficient. He still has good. He still has good numbers and stuff, but it's just I'm just not a fan of his game at all. I really have never liked him since he got in the NBA.
Really?
Just
That's
never been a
crazy.
fan.
I fuck with Mike Conley.
He's like a below the rim player.
Nothing wrong with him. He's all right.
I mean, I think he just came into the league at a time when basketball's
He's a
was
hard
changing
worker.
right.
When
in
I
front
watch
of
him play,
he
like,
came
I'm
into
just
the
like-
league right around like this is Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook time.
Right. So
the point guard position changed
Right.
right in front of us as far as what it should look like.
Right.
And Steph too.
So
like,
he was
mind
out to me. He was out here looking at me like the Carlton Banks of like point guard, where I'm just like, you don't do anything like remotely cool to me. Like you're left-handed, but like you're left-handed and you don't do anything cool. Like come on.
He's still
you.
a great.
Was a great defender for a while.
Carlton Banks is great.
I
That's
didn't-
not hate on.
He's
Like,
a great
Alfonso
defender for
I like
Rivera.
Rivera.
Carlton Banks too. But I'm just saying, like everybody likes Will better. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
Nobody did not like Carlton.
Nah, I'm just saying.
But yeah,
That's a wild
maybe
one.
that's a bad analogy because it's not corny. But I'm just saying, like in terms of his game, I'm watching like Derrick Rose, Westbrook, and I watch him. I'm like,
the comparisons are
I'm
wild.
like, and I'm.
'Cause you can't compare Mike Conley to them because that's not a fair comparison.
Well, can I be honest about something?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Remember when AI went to the Grizzlies and got benched?
Facts.
Yeah, it was because of him. So
Okay.
I'm like for him, and I would watch him play. Like
You
you better be nice if you bench an AI for him.
You got personal
AI's
vendetta.
in like year
Yeah.
14, but I'm watching
Yeah.
him, and I'm watching. I'm
It's
like, this
year
dude is.
14 AI. Though.
I'm like,
Let's
this
give him
is-
a little bit of grace.
I'm like, this dude is terrible. Like, I'm like, why is he
he's
even in?
a very formulated like.
I know,
player.
but I've always like had like a little thing about him. I just never saw him formulate to being this number 3 overall pick. Like his peak, he was like 17 a game.
I mean, that's efficiency. If you-
17 is strong numbers in the league.
No, it is, but it's
Yeah,
not.
like if you could be efficient and still not like
I'm not a fan. I just watch his game. I just don't see.
you like that AI hate is the
It is.
That shit burning soul up.
And as I'm talking about it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably where it's.
Blood pressure
'Cause
rising
you know
right
why? 'Cause
now.
I bought tickets to that game too, and he quit after like 3 games with the Grizzlies, and I
He
went to that
did.
game, and I was just like just arms folded the whole time because I went to see OJ Mayo too because I was a big OJ
Oh,
Mayo
yeah,
fan.
OJ Mayo.
That was that
yeah.
dude. If
Shout
you
out
know
to
hoops,
OJ.
that was that dude.
OJ was a
man.
dog.
That
back
was
then.
that dude. But
OJ
yeah, I went to see him and OJ.
OJ little brother played at Marquette.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
I
Yeah,
had
he
some
was.
stories
He was.
about homeboy.
Yeah, he was really really good.
I ain't gonna expose him, but I got some stories about homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep it amongst the Eagles.
Yeah.
It ain't the Eagles that know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It ain't the Eagles that know. They go back to that conversation I was telling you about. You never know how dudes are until you find out from a girl.
Oh.
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I ain't
that
gonna
is- leave it
blast
alone.
him.
That
Don't
is
leave it
facts,
alone.
I ain't
though.
gonna
That is
blast him.
facts.
Yeah,
though.
you gonna make
I
it
ain't gonna
hot
blast
up in
him.
here.
That is
I ain't gonna
facts.
blast him.
That is facts,
Me
though.
and him are Eskimo brothers, so we had some
That's
common
crazy.
at that point.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm just keeping it under wraps. It was
Yeah.
corny shit. All right, shit. Moving forward then. So I ain't want to put nobody out
On
there like
blast,
that.
Yeah.
That's my political.
Well, we can get
connection
back
shit.
to the Mike Conley disrespect.
Nah, Mike Conley's out of there. We done with Mike. We can talk baseball because we about to beat the shit out of y'all in this World Series. I know that.
Wow.
We in the second
We
round.
made
He already
this a
put him in the
whole-
World Series.
This whole episode is about New York versus Philly.
That's
seems
really
like.
what it is.
really
It's
is.
a New York versus Philly thing, and I know that
Yeah, I'm saying.
it's very
I mean,
evident right
look how I
now.
showed
But
up. He already
I
knew what
seen.
was
I
up.
seen.
I do that to him all the time, though.
Yeah, really? All right.
He don't take
No.
it personal, though, because that's just how I dress regardless.
Yeah.
yeah, nah, it ain't an act with him. This
Yeah.
man is Philly to the core.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for
Like
sure.
tatted. Like
Although, you see it.
this
Everything.
man lives. This man lives
Everything.
Philadelphia.
No going back.
But it's
No
cool
going back.
because it makes for a great rivalry.
That's
You
beautiful,
know,
man.
Big time.
and that's my guy. So we
You
definitely
think
gonna talk about.
Yankees is gonna take it?
Mhm.
Oh wow.
We gonna run this shit back. Last time we was in the World Series, we
I
saw
ain't
that
gonna-
shit,
I-
how
not
that shit
to-
went.
Not to go against you, but I may be on his side on this one because y'all having a hard time with the Mets. So if y'all having a hard time with the Mets,
How we having a hard time? We
It's
won.
you lost. 1-1.
You lost one.
Because it's
So?
1-1.
Yeah, that's a hard time.
It's
Yeah.
a playoff
1-1.
series. We supposed to sweep everybody?
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't
If
sweeping
you-
everybody.
if
Y'all
you-
ain't sweeping everybody either.
The Yankees gonna sweep. I bet they sweep.
No, they ain't sweeping.
You don't think they sweep?
Nah, they
The
ain't
Royals?
sweeping.
No. Why not?
I'm just saying. It's like
It's just not gonna happen.
All right.
All
Yankees be having games where they be putting up goose eggs too, bro. I've seen them.
all right. We'll
And
see.
we already played them head to head. I don't know if
Not
y'all
when
saw
it
the scores of
counts.
those.
And what was the score?
A lot to a little.
Yeah, okay.
Like one of the games I saw, it was like
It's
10-1.
It's October, baby.
I think y'all got us 2 out of 3, but the one game we did win. It was
I'm
like
just
10-1
saying,
now.
I'm just saying, man. I'm nervous for you.
But you know it's different in the playoffs
I'm
anyway because
saying, it's
rotations
October.
get tighter. You know what I
Everything
mean?
get tighter.
Yeah, pressure and all that.
it's a nervous thing because I'm looking at y'all. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, the game we lost, we blew it in the 8th inning. It's not like they, were losing the whole game and getting trashed. They blew it in the 8th, and
what did
then
Vin Diesel say? Doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. Winning is winning, right?
no, it doesn't matter how you start; it's how you finish.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
in terms of hitting the panic button, I'm not going to hit the panic button off of like a last-second heroic type thing,
when
as
is
opposed
the panic,
to
when is the panic? Like, wait, are you handing over it, or is it you just?
no. I mean,
I think they get past them. They get
yeah,
past
I mean the Met, but baseball it's a lot about getting hot at the right time.
Yeah.
They are hot right now, but we ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
All right,
we
good
we
luck,
gonna
man.
take them out.
Nah, they
Good
get
luck.
past the Mets.
No,
I
we taking them out.
one shot to win. Honestly,
I hope so.
I want them to win because
I
I
don't
don't
like the
fuck with the
Mets.
Mets.
He
I
just
like
wants
the
to see.
Mets.
He wants to see that matchup to bring up like the
Yeah.
trauma I got from when
The
we played them
trauma
when
is
I was
Anytime
like,
it's
when,
New
what was
York
that? 2009,
versus
right?
Philly, anything
2009.
is up. Yes, 2009.
He say that, but when we get to football, it's yeah.
I mean, we want to go talk football. Excuse me. You want to talk football too? Y'all underachieving ass team. So
Ooh.
We went to the game together though. but he ain't wanna
underachieving
talk
versus
about that.
overachieving. Right
Wow.
now is what we're going to like. That's the conversation.
Well,
about
we're
football.
overachieving.
Us underachieving-
We're overachieving comparably to last year.
Us
They're
underachieving.
We
is-
overachieving compared to this year.
Us
Nobody expecting us to be
underachieving.
this good this year so
I
far.
mean, wait, what are we? 2-3,
No, Eagles are 2-2, and I think y'all are 3-2.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah, but
Wait, no.
them underachieving.
I thought we were 2-3. I thought we were 2-3.
Us underachieving is still better than them overachieving, though.
Let me find out. We're 3-2. I thought we were 2-3. Either way, it's like we're overachieving
It is
compared to
2-3.
last year because last year we was trash. But I look at the standings, the Commanders at the top. So it's like neither of us have room to talk until we take them out. Like for real.
I mean, it's only week 5.
It's only week 5.
Yeah, it's only week 5.
It's only week 5.
Only 13 weeks.
And with rookie quarterbacks especially, like, I mean, sometimes they could take off a little bit too because they ain't got no film on them yet.
yeah,
Once that film comes out, that's when
we still have to know what's the
strategies
patties,
kind of alter
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that too. So, because I
We
mean,
gonna
you
see how it
see a lot
goes.
of first and second year quarterbacks get off. Like even like I'm starting to get that vibe from Jalen Hurts a little bit. Like you got off in your second or third year and they figured you out. Now
Yeah,
you don't know
a
what to
little
do.
bit. They
So.
studied They
You
studied
think
you.
him and Sirianni's beefing for real?
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, it's not like a good like thing to be having like in the locker room.
Team
And
dynamic.
I don't know with him. Like I thought Jalen Hurts before he got paid was like this like razor sharp dude, like locked in, rah rah.
Look a little different
When
when
you
the
get that
contract
money,
hit.
bro, he getting real
I'm
moody.
telling you.
He getting real moody to me, and I
Look
don't like
a little
it.
different when the contract hit.
He acting real moody, and like it's giving me Carson Wentz vibes a little bit with the
Carson
attitude,
Wentz contract.
a little bit of
Crazy.
entitlement. I don't know. It's
Did he
just
get
I'm not
engaged?
liking
He got
it.
engaged or he got married?
I thought he had a girlfriend.
I don't
if he got
know.
engaged
I
or
don't
not.
follow all that, but
He got engaged?
I thought he had a girlfriend. I don't know if he got engaged.
no, he got
Nah,
a
I
girl.
think-
I know he got a girl.
No, I think he got engaged to her then. It was
Okay.
either engaged or married. He
Let me
got
see.
something recently, like
Probably
right
enga-
before the
yeah,
season started.
Probably engaged. I don't think he got married, but yeah, like he just I don't know.
Contract hit, you know?
He's real moody, and I don't.
Start sticking your nose up because you got your girl and all that shit now, and you think you know.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. You know who's like kind of waiting in the window a little bit if Sirianni is out?
Who?
Bill Belichick. I heard it was like rumors about him wanting to come on.
I can see it.
Philadelphia
see
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts is getting married to
That's what I'm
Brianna
saying.
Bry Rivera Burrows.
Okay,
Yeah, they just got engaged.
nice.
So you got some whole need prepping for a wedding.
Yeah.
Is his focus really on football?
Yeah, I don't know. He just seemed like a different kind of leader a few years ago. That's all I say.
I mean, I don't really think he was never the leader of the team, just because he had like legends around him. So it's kind of like they made it easy for him early on. Now he's starting to see like Kelsey out of there, so now he really got to step up in that role.
Yeah,
Can't
be the vocal
push his
leader.
ass off no more.
No, you can still do that. Just I think the vocal leadership is like more weight on him this year, and I don't.
'cause
So far, I'm not impressed with how he's dealing with it.
not this year at least.
Mm.
You know,
Not so far. Still time, but
looking
and
shaky.
it's tough too because when it's like the coach in any sport, like when the coach-player relationship is tarnished, it's hard to like get it back. I feel like back in the day, like you
Oh,
probably
yeah, you lose
could
the
kind
locker
of
room. You lose the locker room. It's
Mhm.
over.
like you think about like AI and Larry Brown. Like if that would have happened today, if that would have happened today, Larry Brown would be out the second,
Oh,
third day. There
Larry
wouldn't be
Brown's
no.
gone.
It wouldn't be
Yeah.
no stretching this on a year or two or trying to get each to reconcile.
Nah,
It's
Larry
not.
Brown's gone. They get him
Yeah,
out-
if you got
out
a
of
star
there.
player and they're beefing with the
Coaches had a lot more
coaches
say
is
so
out.
back then.
Yeah, nowadays like you're messing that dynamic or you messing the money up.
There's maybe like 3 or 4 coaches probably in like all. Well, I don't know much about hockey coaches and stuff, but at least in football and basketball, there's maybe 3 or 4 like untouchable coaches
Mm.
in terms of like if a
Yeah.
player's arguing with them, they'd probably take the coach's side.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, like
Who was that in basketball? Greg
Pop.
Popovich,
I think in football it's Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike Tomlin.
I think Mike T
Yeah,
for
Mike
sure
T
has
ain't
that
going
kind of
nowhere.
aura. Like if a player's beefing with him, regardless of how you see it, people are just gonna be like, "You're probably doing something wrong," because Mike T is that.
Wasn't
dude.
that what happened with Andy? Andy Reid?
No, he was just a loser.
Yeah.
Nah, for the Eagles. For the Eagles. Obviously not for the Chiefs.
Obviously.
God forbid you lose to us in the Super Bowl and pay us
Sound
back
like a
the
little
Super
bit
Bowl
of
you
hate
owe
on
us.
that. A little bit
You
of
bring it
hate
up.
on
Y'all
that.
are bringing up all the people I hate today.
I'm just
A little
saying.
bit of
Mike
hate on that.
Conley, Andy
I'm just
Reid.
saying ideas, buddy. Listen, don't get mad at me. I got a riot shield.
Put a little bit.
He brought up,
I just got a riot shield.
Yeah,
That's all I
he
got.
mildly brought up Kawhi Leonard too early.
That's all I got is a riot shield,
Telling
buddy.
you, he know how to
That's
bring
all
it out
I
of you.
got,
He know how
man.
to bring it out of you.
That's all I got. Don't
Put a
get
little
mad at
side.
me, bruh.
Just put a little hate on it. That's all.
I'm just sprinkling ideas.
You just sprinkle a little hate on it. That's all.
That's too
Sprinkle
funny.
a
Makes for
little
great
hate, man.
content, though, at least, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
All right, man. So that's it. Well, we got also sports. We New York and Philly this thing out already.
Yeah,
Ladies,
that's
I'm sorry.
everything.
You know, if the ladies, their attention spans wasn't too high for this one.
They'll be okay. We
Yeah,
had
I'll be all
Taylor
right.
Swift talk for them. That was good for them.
It was good talk.
Daily dose.
And we want as minimal of that as possible. So, ladies, just hold on to what you can get for this one, I guess.
Yeah, like you said too with the algorithm, her stuff does not come up on mine. That's why, like, I literally don't know. Like, I maybe know 2 or 3
I
of her
don't know
songs.
shit
That's it.
going on with
I don't
Taylor
know.
right
It's out
now.
there, man. It's out there.
None of it.
Just type in the T, it'll come up.
I didn't even see like how crazy it was until I saw it was like a video of like a subway, and it was like when you're on the subway and the Swifties are out, and then like the subway doors open, and there was just like thousands of people running in the subway with cowgirl boots on. And I was just like, that looks like a nightmare.
Nice.
Me for
Yeah.
sure.
Nice.
Me too.
I want to be nowhere near that scene.
No, 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 no.
At all.
I just don't like being in the subway. For me, I don't want. I don't care if it's SEPTA. I don't care if it's Metro. Like I don't want to be in the subway.
I rode the subway.
I'm
First time
good,
in
man.
years.
I'm good, bro.
When we was up there, though, American Dream.
Yeah.
I
How
rode the
was
subway
it?
into the city. I rode the bus into the subway,
Ugh,
which was a whole different experience.
I
too.
can't stand it.
It's been over. I want to say over.
I don't like public transportation. I don't like it.
It's been over 10 years since
Yeah.
I rode public transportation.
Yeah, I used to ride to school every day when I was in New York. I just hated it.
I mean, me too.
Hated it.
But this time, I'm just like, you know,
The smells. It's just the smells for me. Everything feels sticky.
the
It's just,
smells wasn't even that bad.
just-
I forgot how hot the subway be, like underneath the ground where you're going from tunnel to
it's
tunnel.
disgusting. in
That should
there.
be hot as hell. That's the one thing
Nasty.
that got me.
People want to interact with you. You got to have your headphones on or something because it's like something.
They ain't no doing
Someone
no
wants.
interacting
Maybe I
down
just have a
there.
different jovial feel. People want to excuse me.
You
Like,
invite
nah,
that, bro.
Man, like,
You invite that.
I'm good, man.
gotta get your
I'm
meat
good,
mug right.
man. Like,
Yeah, that's
get your
exactly
meat
what
mug
I.
right.
That's exactly what I
You gotta
do.
get your meat mug right.
Don't make eye contact. Straight face.
I realized and I realized over the past couple of years now that I got a real just mean mug. Like even when I went to the shit up in New York,
Yeah.
the NYC hoop school shit, somebody hit me after that shit, and it was a woman that was there talking about how she, talking about the event in general. She posted something from it that I ended up reposting. She thanked me for the repost, and then was basically saying how she wanted to speak to me there, but I look mean, and I'm just like,
Unapproachable.
yeah, like that type of shit.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you
I
know,
be
and
trying
I've
to tell
heard that
you,
shit a couple
You
times.
like Joe Budden out here?
I
I'm just
guess.
saying, like you be having that face. I'm like, I'm leaving alone today.
No, it's just I know what you mean. It's probably just like subconscious too, because just being in athletics, you have to have like a blank face
I
sometimes.
don't even think it's that,
No?
bro. I just think I got a resting dick face. Like,
That's what they call it.
Yo,
That's what they call for girls. That's
Slow
what
down.
that's what they call for
Slow
women.
down.
Resting bitch
got
face.
resting best face. Like,
Yeah.
That's not the
But
way I
pause
would.
that. All pause.
I would not frame it that
All
way.
pauses apply to that, but whatever you want to call it for a man, resting, whatever.
I know what
like,
you mean.
Because that's what I said to her. Like, I said, I guess I just got a resting like
Yeah.
dick face or
You-
like a jerk
I was gonna
face
say
or
rest.
something
I was gonna
like
say
that.
resting asshole face, but that's
Yeah,
like the
like,
same.
that's
That's like
It
the
don't
same
flow.
deal.
It don't
just
flow the
don't.
same. But,
Yeah, you just look unapproachable. We just leave it
Just
at
leave
that.
it at that. Yeah,
Just unapproachable.
resting.
But I know what
yeah.
you mean, though. I know what you mean, though.
That do sound crazy.
No, but that's how I feel like a lot of like at least the people I roll with, like a lot of us, like that's how we are when we're in environments that we not like really like not comfortable in, but just like you trying to fill out the room first.
it just feels like it's a lot of work to be like mean faced the whole time. I don't have that naturally.
I feel like it's a lot
Yeah,
of
you
work
got a
to
lot
do
of
the
you got a lot of
opposite.
charisma. I
Yeah,
do
I'm
too,
just
but I
like,
gotta
hi.
feel comfortable around you first before I start
Hey.
acting
I'm
like
a very
that.
charismatic person. I just don't like.
But you're
that
also
shit just don't-
6'8". So it's a little different. Like you see you like you got to look up to like get a full frame of like. So from down here, you look mean no matter what you do because you like. What is you doing?
I don't
What
know.
is you-
I
a lot
didn't,
of
I didn't,
this,
I
I
didn't get
don't-
that impression of you when I first met you. I didn't think you were mean. I came right up to you and was like, yo, like if you hoop somewhere.
But you also from an environment like I am. Like New York and Philly has always been very
Mhm.
parallel to me, just because it's like
Good point.
and obviously Philadelphia is a lot smaller, but like in general, it's
Yeah.
the same kind of like gritty.
Yeah.
East Coast hoods is different than other kind of play. I'm not saying hoods is not to disrespect anybody's hood, but
Right.
East Coast hoods have a different feel to them.
They
Yeah.
do.
Like
You go
in New
down
York and
south.
Philly is like the hub, but the East Coast like hoods.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not friendly either. It's just
Not friendly.
mind
DC,
your- it's
you can
just
go
mind
down
your
south a
business.
little bit more if you want to go DC, different kind of feeling, but just New York and Philly specifically, like
Yeah.
who are the two fan groups motherfuckers hate the most?
Yeah, probably.
New York fans
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Philly fans.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
That's just for a reason. It's because the city got that kind of energy. So I think that people from there, they just exude a certain kind of like fuck you, and it don't even be like intentional. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think we both. I think we do. I think we like both cities take pride in like our teams, but we take pride in like our traditions and like the things that make us us too,
yeah, it's like you don't like that shit, fuck off.
as
Like,
a whole and like individually.
you see this shit every year when the whatever the shit be on social media with the Knicks fans and they just be going crazy.
Yo,
and
they be
players, like,
they be cracking me. Yo, when the
that
little
shit, I
Yeah,
love
little-
it.
yeah, that was
I love
the
it.
best part of the playoffs.
when
yo.
y'all beat us, bro, I even had to send a video too.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
They
I
be
was
going
like,
up
best
outside
part of
the
the
garden.
playoffs.
They be going up
Best
outside
part
the
of the
garden.
playoffs.
Like, that type of
Hilarious.
energy
well,
is
remember,
like
remember before they played this year, I sent it to you last, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This kind of energy, like if the Sixers do get eliminated, I was like, I
Facts.
can rock with this. And now, then after y'all beat
Facts.
us, I was like, nah, fuck y'all. I'm
yeah,
never rocking with
motherfuckers
y'all
in the
ever.
street going
It's
crazy.
I'm
in the
never
garden.
rocking
I told Dwight
And
this,
Philly
I don't-
fans will flip your car over. So
Exactly.
Yeah, you got grease
But
the poles, bro.
I don't
Like,
I don't like the New York Knicks for anything anymore because I just can't trust them. They bring it to the like if they make it to the finals, I may actually buy some like Knicks merch. But until then,
bro,
I'm done having faith in the Knicks. I'm sorry.
I mean
I
this.
can't stand it.
I mean this with all my heart. I really think if the Knicks win the championship, I really think the city will get burnt down, dog. I'm
Oh,
dead
bro.
ass.
It'll go crazy.
Like the way y'all
We're
be
not
the,
playing.
the way y'all
crazy.
be drawing over the first round, bro.
Yeah.
If y'all win,
just to make the
if y'all win the
playoffs.
second round and then win the next round,
It's
and then
over.
win the like, there's 3 more of like that.
Honestly,
times
if they just win the
We're
Eastern
going to
Conference,
burn the
it'll
city
be enough.
down.
If they win the championship, bro,
If they win the Eastern Conference, that's all they got to do. It's gonna go. The city's up.
I guarantee
You're
it.
gonna see people like you gonna see.
Like you said, we'll flip cars. Do you know what I mean?
You'll
We'll-
see Spider-Man in Timberland boots dancing outside of Madison Square
Nah,
Garden.
Spider Cuz. is his
Yeah.
name. That's what it calls.
Like, yeah,
His name
you'll
is Spider
see-
Cuz.
Yeah, that's
You'll see all the
hilarious.
craziest
That's
antics.
hilarious.
Like that's
His name
what
is
it
Spider
is.
Cuz. They're not playing. And funny you said that shit. Check this shit out. And then we'll get to real talk after
Yo,
this. But
that's
this is how we
hilarious.
gonna act if New York Knicks win anything this year.
What you got for us?
9 times out of 10, I tapped in with somebody close to him. They saying that he actually think New York is the place to be for him to win. So, Cat, I take that back. Just don't pull up with none of that soft shit, or it's lit. But if y'all could pull this off too, Marcus Smart, then I'm not gonna
was
lie.
like a rumored
we
Marcus
might
Smart
be on
thing.
to son, because this might look like son. This might be the best New York Knicks roster we could potentially have in at least 2 decades. For
Pete.
real.
For Pete.
Okay, but now if y'all do pull this off, I want y'all to understand, if y'all do pull this off, this is New York, and if y'all pull this roster off but don't get a fucking chip, y'all gonna have to square up one by one. Y'all won't be able to leave the garden. Like I told y'all before, the day the New York Knicks win the NBA championship, there's no more New York Knicks. We burning the garden down.
Yo, I'm telling you,
We have to
that
rebuild
it's
the
dead
whole
serious.
New York Knick organization, because we would never know when we'll win again. But if y'all get Marcus Smart, that's smart, and y'all gotta win because y'all gonna be playing with our emotions and heart. Don't do it.
Yo, that's crazy.
So yeah, we
We
win
do
this
not
shit.
condone
Yeah.
EFS podcast.
He said you got
we're
to square
burning the
up.
garden to the
podcast.
motherfucking ground.
United Dreamers and Waldo Black do not support this individual's statements and the statements that were
Shut it down.
shared on this podcast.
Yo, he said if
Shut
y'all
it
leave,
down.
he said y'all got to square up individually.
That's crazy.
He gonna meet y'all out back.
He
Shut
said
it
burn
down.
the whole Madison Square
Burn
Garden.
the garden
Dude, I
down.
believe every word
Fuck
of it.
the Rangers.
This is not a drill. That would really happen if the Knicks
Yeah,
won.
it's gonna be
burn the
I'm very
garden to the
confident.
ground.
Well, God forbid. Y'all
Just
want
so
nobody
they
to
can't
get
play
hurt.
with
People
us
gonna be
no
walking
more.
out
I
with
don't want
chairs
nothing
under
to
their
happen to
arms.
nobody.
like this.
Facts.
I'm telling
They
you.
might take a chair home.
I'm dead serious.
Oh, nah.
They'll be
You
ripping
gonna
them out
see
the
a chair
stadium.
home?
Watch.
Yeah, they might
Watch.
take a chair home.
Niggas is taking hammers to the court. They're taking pieces of the hardwood home to hang on their wall. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, we're going to burn the garden down just so
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't play with us again for the next 30, 40 years. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just gonna flip your car. And we'll be all right.
yeah, that's crazy.
And
Don't
call
flip mine.
Geico.
I won't be there. I mean, I gotta take a public
And
transit to get there. No, I'm
if
straight.
there- if
I'm
there-
not gonna
if
be
You
there
might
was
as
a-
well. Your property might be
I
a little
won't be
bit.
there. I
you
won't be
know.
there. I'm all right.
Your
Yeah.
Listen,
property.
they gotta win for me to even be a fan again. at this
I
point.
always gotta be in the
They
city.
gotta
when
win
they
at least the Eastern Conference to be me to be a fan. I'm not doing it.
Listen, man, jump on board.
Nope. I'll
Yeah.
pass.
Knicks and Sixers battle rivalry all season.
Yeah,
We'll see what that shit look
Cat
like.
and Embiid already done got fist fighting before, so
We've seen that.
that
I
wrestling
don't think
match.
he want them problems with Embiid though. That's the only thing.
I know he don't.
And I know we cat heavy. I'm
All you
sorry.
gotta do is a good swift knee shot. He's down.
Don't do that.
Here you go.
I'm just saying,
the
MMA.
WWF moves.
We don't talk about MMA a lot,
do
but it'll
that.
take a nice side kick
That
to the
shit
leg.
ain't allowed in basketball.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that's what you gotta do. It's over.
not allowed. We ain't-
It's over for that man.
Yeah, nah. We gonna see how they shake out though, man.
Don't he got gout too?
Who?
Step on his toes or something. I thought MB got gout or something.
That niggas got
He
gout.
I don't
got
know.
gout or
That's that
something.
bad
What he
diet.
I don't know.
That's that
I
bad
don't know
diet.
about that.
They
He
say
got
he lost
something.
25
Yeah, I'm
pounds.
saying he lost
though.
pounds. Maxi
Yeah.
gained weight, so
Maxie looking like
yeah, he looking a little swole out here.
Yeah.
Ladies, I'm
like
sorry.
Tyrese
I'm
Maxey.
sorry,
I saw him
ladies.
at the Blue Coats joint one time with Doc Rivers. It was good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
neat.
it was a dope joint. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue with real talk. I apologize.
real talk,
We
man.
talked a lot today.
We did. Good engaging conversation though.
Yeah,
I
man.
like it. Very
Yeah.
sports heavy, but
Yeah.
ladies, just skip this one. Sorry. Or don't. A lot of ladies
We
sports
had
fans
the,
out
we had
there.
the WNBA. We talked a lot about ladies
Yeah.
sports, so
Talked
maybe
about
they want to
WNBA.
talk
We
about.
gave the WNBA like 2 minutes. that shit was in there and out of here. And I was really only to set us up for the Knicks because
Yo, you crazy.
it was all about
Listen,
the
I'm
liberty.
trying to give you an out. Listen, you got to take the alley oop sometimes.
Nah, we don't need no out. We good. We good. We good. Real talk. We're gonna get out here after we get that on the table though.
What you got for me?
So real talk today,
Mhm.
as y'all know, often comes off as something that happened during the week that I've noticed, or something that sits with me and sticks with me that I guess I offer my perspective on when we get to the pod. But
Sure.
real talk for today comes off of just realizing that you can't rely on people for everything. Or for a lot of things, I guess, in general. So, and it's not to shade anybody, anything like that, just because everybody's busy with their own lives. Everyone has their own agendas. Everyone has their own, just things that they want in life that are important. And I know that, for me, what's important doesn't have to be the same thing for other people, but you can't really rely on motherfuckers nowadays for shit, and it just comes to show me that personally you can't take it personal when other people don't really value the same things that you do as highly as you might or whatever. But in general, just people, those are real fickle, and you got to be able to be prepared for that when you are on the mission to get somewhere. And that is a bunch of different ways. People can be fickle if you're trying to present yourself as someone that is offering something that is for sale, like me being in a position to be, hold on one second. I told y'all I've been sick, so me being in a position to offer myself, like my services to people. Like if you're trying to sell something to someone, people might be a little bit just wishy-washy about, committing to whatever you're trying to sell and being someone who follows through on making payment for what you're promising them or whatever, or what you're offering them, excuse me. Or just say, for instance, when it comes to just having people come through to sit down with us sometimes, like running people down is like one of the things that I hate fucking having to do. But I do want to have other people come on to our show, have people in our space and stuff, and it's hard to sometimes nail them down just to be like, yo, can we get a date set up? Can we get a time set up? Oh, we do got a date and time set up. Oh, now we gotta jump around and move it now to another day and time because so and so just came up last minute, And I do understand that. And again, this isn't like a real talk that I'm like angry, but it's just a realization that you have to be able to always adjust and pivot, because when you have to rely on other people for your success or whatever you're looking to execute that involves said person, it may not always go that way.
Very true.
So being a person that can have a backup or just have something to where whatever you are offering isn't so dependent upon other people for, again, your success, like I just mentioned earlier, it's a big thing. Just because if you're going to spin your head in circles trying to chase people down for things, and sometimes it is not meant to happen, or it just ain't meant to be in general. And you just got to focus on what you can do to impact the situation to make it go in the way that you want it to. Which is why, like I told you when we started this thing, I didn't want to be a very guest-heavy podcast. Not to say we haven't had guests on it, but the people that have been on the podcast for us really so far have been people that I know, like, either fuck with me or fuck with us in a way that's like, yo, pull up. I got you. Yeah, I'm right there. Or, nah, I ain't got you this time, but I'm going to double back and get you another time. And they actually be the people that'll be like, yo, what you doing this week? Let's have that sit down I was talking about, Some people, they leave you on red. Like, you put out a message like, yo, like, when you want to pull up. No response back from him. When we just talked about this shit like 3 weeks ago, bro. You
Right.
said you was down to do it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's the kind of shit that, for me, like, you got to overcome. And, my real talk comes from that just because I'm just like, all right, now the mentality has to get shifted to what I can do as a reaction to that. Not even a reaction, but just just pivoting.
Yep.
Just pivoting. Got to make pivots and be able to at the snap of a finger sometimes. So any perspective on that y'all had in y'all lives with relying on people, just open it up
Well,
for that.
I mean, we could talk about it. That's how real you want to get. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been let down. I've been
I mean, it's always real.
put aside.
It's real talk. So as real as you want to get, brother.
I mean, all right. I'm gonna tell you how I went in therapy because I felt like I've got angry and emotional about this very thing with people that I would be counting on to show up, and I'm always reliable. I'm always there. I'm always that guy.
Yep.
And my therapist laid it out like this. She was like, "Why are you expecting you from them?" Laid it out flat, and I was like, "Damn."
That's where I was gonna go with it a little.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, because because I have a certain level of caliber of self
Mhm.
that I'm like, I value people's time. I value
Right.
my word. I value just the essence of what it means to say I'm going to do something.
Stand on business.
I stand on it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when I say that to other people, you damn sure it comes true, right?
You different. That's why.
Exactly.
You different.
And I look at other
with you.
people and I'm like, how can you say that you're gonna do something and not
And not come through and
and
be
not
unbothered by
that's
it.
don't like as a man, but as a person, as more so. Don't you feel like there's a certain level of integrity you're supposed to have about what you say?
Right.
Word is bond is what you used to say in New York. You just got you got to be that. But
Right.
if I'm going through this world, I'm gonna have to accept that it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall down more times than I can pick it up. So
Right.
sometimes you gotta let that thing just lay there. I'm
Yeah.
not picking it up no more.
Right.
If it falls, cool. I'm not mad. I'm not gonna allow it to affect my emotions
Mhm.
because it was never meant to be
Right.
standing up. It was never meant to be
Mhm.
something because that's not them. That's not them. I'm not expecting that from them. So that's the only way that I found that works for me to release those feelings. But I do agree. It's like more and more because I have like 36, 37 employees under me, and I see it every single day. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. It could be something like I'm gonna pick up the overtime shift, and I'm sitting there calling like, "Hey, you're an hour late. What's up?" "Oh, I forgot I picked the shift up." "Well, it's your word."
Right.
On simple like that. Now I gotta make coordinations and do things to get the person to come in,
Yep.
or get someone else to come in to pick up the shift. I'll go and stay home. I got somebody to cover. Don't worry.
Yep.
But that kind of stuff happens on a because it's like the more we like allow these things to control us, and we get distracted, and we don't even see the value in those mindsets anymore of being true to your word, of being consistent. So I think for me, I just I realized there's some people that are cut differently. And no one ever can ever say I don't work hard. Don't ever gonna say I'm not true to my word. That's just something I hold in high regard. I'm always gonna show up. Always gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
I may be late, but I'm gonna show up. No.
So you want me here every day? Or do you want me here on time? I can't do both.
I can't do both. Right?
Yeah, man.
No, but
Nah, that's a good perspective though, and I feel what you're saying. That's where like I was like as I'm listening to you, I was thinking the same thing because I operate that way too. I'm very like my dad was in the military, so like punctuality and like all that stuff super important, being mannered and all that, and treating people with respect too, unless they give you a reason to feel otherwise.
yeah.
But yeah, like I'm a firm believer in people make time for the things that they want and everything like that. But I will say too, and I used to be really guilty of it, and I've done a lot better with it. Like I try not to take things so personal all the time. And naturally, like when you are reaching out to people or having to rely on them and they're not coming through for you, it's easy to take that personal. But sometimes, like what I've learned is like it's not as personal as sometimes as I make it out to be. Like if someone doesn't show up or something, I'm not like my natural inclination used to be like, damn, they ain't show up. Like, damn, they really not messing with me like that. Or like, why they ain't come through when they said it? But it's like, nah, like shit happens. But over time, it's like, you ain't got to be no like beef or nothing. But it's like, nah, like all right, I see what it is. Like, it's cool. Like, and I think sometimes with certain people, whether it's friends, relationships, family, sometimes you get hung up in like trying to see people for who you want them to be and not who they
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
Because it's like, nah, you fuck with me. And then after a while, it's like, nah, like
You don't
we
fuck
really
with
don't
me.
fuck with
You
each
don't
other. And
fuck
like, why
with
am I
me.
even like
Why
worried
am I
about it?
trying?
Right. Why am I
Well,
worried? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like,
That shit
I don't
quick.
start for nobody's attention. I try not to take things as personal as they come off, but I also
unless
like
it's Mike Conley.
unless it's like, but I also try to like see things for what it is too, and take a step back and not be like blinded by like being overly emotive or anything like that either.
Yeah. No, I respect that, man. That's dope, man.
It's easy.
I didn't know you had a military background too. I didn't know that.
I don't. My dad was. My dad was in the
upbringing, I should
military.
say.
Yeah. So no, he was really like strict about like the silliest things, but definitely like showing up and stuff was like huge for him. So even though I was
And
a couple
shit
minutes late
happens
today.
too. Like, I want to put that out there. We
Yeah,
do
for
understand
sure.
shit happens. Shit get busy. Like sometimes there's things that get in the way.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like sometimes, or oftentimes, people don't put as much emphasis into if something happened, let me make up for it. You know?
That's making amends for it.
Right, redeeming yourself.
For
For
sure.
sure.
You don't even try that no more.
Well,
and you just really find out who fucks with you or fucks with what you have to offer out of those kind of scenarios. You know? And again, it's not like a personal thing. Take it personal, because my main like focus is always like, I do understand that this shit means a lot more to me than it does to that person.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's when you start spinning your wheels, when it's like you think, like you said, everybody's supposed to like take it as serious as you when it comes to whatever they're supposed to deliver or they're supposed to show up on. When that's the case, then it's like you really are hard pressed, just because you're really just gonna be fighting against a bunch of people that again don't show up as much as you think they should.
Right.
And that's where you got to check yourself often and be like, all right, it's pivot time. Like, how do I make this shit happen without that? Like, okay, I see where you at. Cool. Let me hit somebody else and see how they are able to, deliver on whatever I'm asking them to do. Let me find somebody else to fit the role that I'm looking for, that I had in mind for you, like that type of situation. Like pivoting is always big, and every successful business owner or person who runs anything is going to tell you, you always got to be ready to pivot, because whatever you plan out the gate, it ain't going to always go that way,
right.
And I've learned that a lot with people now. Like I've had tried to have people come sit down on this couch for months now. It's just like, yo, when are you going to fucking come?
Right.
But I've also had people that's like, yo, you want me on there? All right, let's pick a date right now, and I'm gonna put it in my calendar so I don't forget.
Right.
Like that type of shit. So,
that aspect makes those people, I mean, like, at least me, more grateful for them. I'm so
Nah,
much more grateful for the
100%.
people that see the value not only of this platform, but of us and what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish and the effort we put forth to put this whole thing together. Like when they respect that and they come through, you know what I'm saying? Like it shows like, man, like they really see the vision.
Yeah.
And
And
they
oftentimes
buy in,
it
you know what I
comes,
mean?
not to cut you off, but oftentimes it comes from people who are either like doing the same thing or they understand the process of it. Because like, for example, and I don't hate to make it seem like it's just about the pod, because it ain't just about that. Like I've had consult calls where I was supposed to meet with people because I'm off from training, and they like, no, well, last minute I got something to do, or I forgot what time it was. So it's like, all right, bet. And that's a chance to, again, make money off of something I'm offering that I might not get just because we don't have the chance to lock it in,
Right.
Yep.
So that's another kind of situation too. But just even speaking specifically on the pod, like, and it's a dude that we gonna have on here soon, not to reveal anything just yet, but he's one of those people that's like, yo, put a date on paper and let's make it happen, because I understand. Like he has a podcast himself, so he's like,
He knows
I get what it's like to make sure that you show up when you say you're going to, because like we are making it work off of the conversation that I want to have with you,
Right.
in that type of scenario. Like I'm thinking of questions to speak about with you. There's a reason that I want you there to deliver some kind of a conversation, and it takes work to go into that to make it like pan out well. So the person that's not showing up to that, they're not thinking like, oh, this motherfucker was sitting at home like Googling my like background, my career or whatever, to make sure that I can have a conversation with him and it flows well and stuff like that. What topics to talk about. Like they're not thinking about that kind of thing, so you don't really have the understanding from that person to say like, okay, I need to be there. But the people that really do show up are the ones that kind of understand what it takes, in certain ways. And, or have been in those scenarios before to where they got some kind of experience. They're like, all right, cool. When I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there,
Exactly.
And again, shit happens. I get that, but I just noticed that a lot with people that they don't really follow through in the way they say they do or what they would. And, you got to be ready to note that, not take it personal, and just be able to move on. Because the mission is always going to be the mission, whether everyone that I want buys into it or not. There's always another person to connect with. There's always another opportunity out there. You just got to keep finding them. And again, don't be so hung up on the ones that pass you by.
Yeah.
Love that. I
Focus
love
on the
that.
silver linings for sure.
No doubt. No doubt. And that's the real talk for today. To any of y'all who out there who might be experiencing that shit, don't take it personal, man. Keep your head pushing and just like find a way. Like find a way.
Yeah.
And that's all they got to be about. I'm big right now on trying to close out the year as strong as I can. Fourth quarter being as fruitful as possible, even if it's not like direct fruit to where it's monetary or anything like that. Fruitful as far as creating pathways going forward to things going in a positive direction. So my focus is only on that and continued growth and continued just success in one way or another.
Facts.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Anything else we feel like we need to get to before we wrap this thing up? I got a quote for us today.
Oh yeah, you got quote. Let's do
It's
that,
back on
man.
me. It's back on
Talk
me.
that
man.
talk.
Back on me.
What you got for us today?
Today's quote is going to be, hold on, let me find it. Let
It
me
better
pull
not be
it
from
up.
Joe Budden. I'm just saying.
If it was a quote from Joe, we close this thing out with the best bang in the world.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
messing
that's
around.
crazy.
I'm messing
That's
around.
crazy.
Messing around. Shout out to Joe though, one of my big inspirations, especially in the podcast game. As a fan of you and music, we've talked about it on here before. But today's quote is going to come from. Hold on one second. Louis Corolla excuse me. And the quote says, "Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning. Winners work as hard as possible and still worry about if they're being lazy."
Yeah, I like that one.
Run that back.
One more time. Lazy people do a little bit of work and think they should be winning. Winners work as hard as possible and still worry about if they're being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
They don't even worry about losing.
they don't even worry about losing.
They worry about they're being
Just
lazy.
worry about how we can get more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like y'all saying, hey, that's we, bro.
Yeah.
You said they. Talking about winners. That's we.
That's we. I
That's
like
we.
that. I like that. Yeah. I love
That's
that.
not they. That's we.
Yeah,
That's not a day. That's we.
So yeah, that's the quote for today. Very profound, something to leave y'all with as you head into the rest of your weeks, weekend, whatever time of week you're listening to it. As always, if you've made it this far, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share. Don't forget to share with your homies. Tell a friend and tell a friend. As always, we love the love here at the EFS Podcast. So that said, man, thanks for pulling up again, Drew.
Most definitely. Appreciate y'all having me.
Real big Philly sports talk, New York sports talk today,
Yeah, it was a
but
good
we got to
time,
get it
man.
off. It's a very fall is hitting. Weather's
It's an
getting a
exciting
little
time
colder.
for both of
It's
us.
gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a sad time for one of us though. Eventually.
We
One
never
way
did.
or
We never
another.
did the what's the name, by the way.
What?
Let's want to do it just after this.
What's that?
The music.
Yeah, that's just a whole nother different thing.
All right, let's do it.
That's
If y'all gonna see,
bonus content, y'all.
bonus content.
We got bonus content.
Get to the
coming.
Patreon or something.
It's like a Marvel
We're
movie.
gonna put it behind the paywall.
Put it
Oh, you
behind
gotta
the
wait till the
paywall.
end of the credits.
Marvel
Yeah.
yeah.
Put it behind the paywall.
Nah. We got bonus content coming for y'all. So, we're going to get to that in a moment. And, that's that for the EFS Podcast, episode number 34. Couple air horns on the way out. As always, as we leave y'all, don't forget to be great out there in this world and guard yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and all things in between. We'll catch you for another audio occasion on the next go-round. EFS Podcast number 34 is out. Peace.
Do it.
Shack Pod.